I've got to say, this is probably going to be the most laid-back last-minute stream you'll ever see.
Yeah. Mind you say that, but it hasn't been very laid back so far.
Well, no, not for you.
No,
Yeah,
it's
all
not.
sorts of stuff's been going wrong.
Yeah.
Some of you star gamers having a technological nightmare.
Yeah, and I've had a nightmare all. I'm gonna fucking swear because I can't. I've got.
It's Friday.
I've just had a fucking nightmare all day, really, and I needed this, to be honest, just to chill out. I really wish there was alcohol in this. I really do.
I bet you do, mate.
Well,
luckily, there is in this.
Yeah.
There's the old goblet, the old Stella Artois pint glass with my very favourite Campavio, because for me, it's wine down Friday. So cheers, everyone.
Or wine o'clock. I was just looking at the comments. I've noticed my eldest boy's already put a comment here first. He actually beat Chef to it. Yeah, where is Chef?
Chef won't be watching. Are you having a laugh?
He said he'd nip in, actually. Where is he?
Yeah.
This is it, right? I set this stream up because the missus is out and no bastard turns up. It's just me and you.
I'll be here. I've always got something to say. Because before the stream, I was saying maybe we should just do the end of the no late fees, because I'm sure there was one topic left that we were going to talk about. We may as well just do it now.
That is true, actually. That is true. There was two topics, in fact, but one of them had a hell of a lot of notes, and I can't get to it at the moment.
Well.
Yeah. But yeah, we could have talked about that. That's true. We could have. I didn't think of that.
So, Lee, here's a question for you, mate.
Go on, in.
What was the last game you played?
What was it I had on earlier on? Old Towers.
What's that on?
Well, I was playing it on the Evercade. Have you
played Old Towers? Evercade? Holy, what's happened with you?
No. It's a good game. Old Towers is a good game.
I've not played it.
It is out on the Spectrum. I'm not sure. I think it might be on the Commodore 64 as well.
Okay.
But
it's like back in the day game, right?
Yeah, but visually, the best version I've seen is on the Evercade. I mean, I don't know if they've released it on anything like the Mega Drive and stuff like that, but it looks good on the Evercade. I know that much. And it's
probably
on
the SNES version if it's the Evercade. That's the cheapest licenses normally, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but these weren't officially licensed games. These would be what you class as homebrew or indie. Like
right, okay.
They're on the Mega Cat Studio cart. So hang on, Tetley's just put here. I've got Old Towers on a Specky. Still haven't played it yet. It's a really good game. Like I've seen the Specky one. It's quite impressive what they've managed to do on the Specky.
Like, what year was it out? Like, recently or? Like,
not that long ago.
Right, okay.
I'll tell you what. I will find out.
Oh, here we go. We're getting all modern and all high tech now.
Old Towers. I'm going to look on my phone. It's easier.
Do you know? I thought you were going to bring up like a screen with it. Like,
I could do, but it's quicker.
I thought you got all upmarket.
Right, hang on a minute. Yeah, it looks like it was out on the Mega Drive as well. Yes, it is. It's out on the Mega Drive. So that's probably the version you got on the Evercade, and it does look good. There's nothing telling you when it came out, though. That's the problem. Let me just Google Old Towers.
Well, while you do that, last game I played was on the VR, and I haven't had time to do any gaming, I don't think, this week.
Yeah.
So I've done no gaming this week. The last thing I've done was I don't know if you've seen that. It's like an anonymous channel called God Game. So I think every week he challenges someone to do like a score, and you've got to beat it. And I got tagged, but I missed it. I missed the 48 hours. So I think I put on the reply to the video. Look, can I still do it? I want to do it, sort of thing. So it's like, yeah, okay. So I started playing on Wipeout on the PS4, and I done the challenge and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, I was getting like 20,000, and I had to get like 45,000. So it's because like when I play Wipeout, I always play it in VR. So I was like, all right, okay, I'll play it in VR instead. But when I was playing it in VR, I couldn't like record me doing the game because I was in VR.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do was broadcast it onto me second channel, onto the Retrobit live channel. So I managed to broadcast it live, me playing VR, doing the God Game Challenge. So I really enjoyed it. Like, if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have played that game at all that day. But because I thought, oh no, I'm going to really try it. That was really cool. I know a lot of people don't do them, but for me, it was good fun.
Oh, hello. We got Alex here. Hang on. I know that the PS4 version is quite hard because I've got Wipeout for the PS4.
Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm on my phone at the minute because my PC has decided to have a bit of a paddy.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, look.
Look at that!
Yeah, same that. Yeah, do you know what? You've got one of them apps before I have. I still ain't.
Yeah. Should have been a Blackpool fella.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Free merch.
Mind you, I've got a T-shirt, so
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. I'm going on holiday to Australia. I'm going to take it over there for you, Paul. Get some next to the bridge, next to.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, then we go straight to the community tab. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should do like a thing on Instagram or Facebook, like where is Retro Bait going to be today?
Yeah.
You could do a vlog on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sat in the toilet at the airport and stuff like that.
Yeah. Where is Retro Bait's merch today? And it'll be.
This is me having a shit in Heathrow.
Opera House.
This is me having a shit in Sydney. This is me having a shit.
How is everyone? Everyone good?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a shitty day, but I'm better now. I'm on here.
Yeah, right. It's good to get a few beers. And
can see Si. I'm trying to work out if he's ready to come on or not, though.
Well, we were talking earlier.
He's giving me the middle finger.
Hey? Oh,
guys.
Hello, Si.
Yeah. Can you actually hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, good.
I'm not staying on long because I've got a headache, but I thought I'll pop on and annoy you guys for a few minutes. How's everyone?
Yeah, not bad. I'm all right.
Yeah, good fella.
I'm fantastic, mate. I've got a bottle of red wine. I'm chilling out in the shed. So yeah, life is good. It's
how many bottles of red wine have you got?
Red wine.
Yeah, I know. Red wine.
I think Si's been drinking now.
Just one, mate. Just one. And we've got this one. That's where we're at. That's the state of play.
Yeah, I know you've had a stressful week, Leah. I've had a stressful week. I never thought having so much retro could be a chore. It's just got ridiculous. I wish I could show you.
It's overwhelming, isn't it? I can see how it is.
Just a bit. A bit.
I mean, what are you allowed to say about it, Si? Like for people who don't know?
Basically, what it is there's a warehouse that used to.
Hang on. Who's got mic trouble? Whoa.
Yeah, who's that?
Wow, Si, I think it's you, mate. Lee. No.
No,
it's not me.
Is it me?
No, it's Alex.
Oh,
it's Alex.
Look at this.
Right.
Well, my computer's at 20% now, updated. So
stop doing it.
Just mute me.
Are you not just touching the mic?
Oh, it might be actually. I don't know.
Just give it a move, aye.
Yeah, that was it. You were holding the microphone.
Is it me? Is it better now?
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah,
that's
now,
better.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm not used to it being up
you were
there.
deafening Lee then.
Technical support here 24/7.
I went and robbed one of the kids' headsets for Fortnite. They use this on the computer. I need a mic. I can't.
It's size.
So, Si, what were you saying before me?
Right. What I was saying is, It's just really odd. Is because this unit that's been emptied was very, very close to everything just being skipped. The guy who owns it, because basically he was told it needs emptying, because you've seen the state of Rob the Robot. There will be some pictures showing you the inside of what this place is like, and you would not believe. You know what I mean? That they've said they've probably stood on and crushed more stuff than most people have in their collections because there's just no room in there.
Wow.
And basically what this was is there was a couple of video shops, record shops, game shops all around the Midlands. And this was their warehouse.
Wow. Oh my
God. Why did they get abandoned, Si?
They just closed down. Everything closed down, and the guy.
I don't think it should be anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, the way it looks as well is the guy never threw anything away. So when people had stopped buying Spectrum or Amstrad or Commodore 64, and they moved on to Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, it looks like everything that wasn't sold was put in boxes and thrown in this warehouse, and they've just been pushed in, and that's what's happened. As far as what's come out of there at the moment, I asked him today, are you halfway through clearing it? Are you getting near the end? And he laughed at me and said, I'm not even 10% in. He's made a walkway.
Wow.
And that's van load after van load after van load. Some of the stuff he's been pulling out of there is impressive. It really is. So I've never seen it before in my life.
It's a collector's wet dream, I tell you, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know the worst part is stuff like this always comes up when I'm skint.
Yeah, mate, what you're doing for that NES is fantastic because I love NES is my favourite thing. Do you know what I mean? So if that would have gone in the bin, I would have been devastated. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say, I think keeping it the way it's meant to be is definitely the way to go.
Yeah,
100%.
Looking back at the picture, looking back at the video, it doesn't come across as well. I'll take a picture close up with some better lighting so you can see the marble effect on the top. It's yellowed in a very, very unique way. So
I remember seeing that, but I couldn't really see it.
So there's still a lot more stuff in that place, and I take it, is it, or you got to go back there?
Well, Lee swore already. Shit tons in there. You know what I mean?
Because if there's one of them, do you remember like the NES retail thing where it used to have about 12 carts in it, and you could select it? It used to have like 2 control pads and a zapper off it. And you used to put your own TV. If they've got one in there, they go for a lot of money. They do.
There's a lot of stuff goes for a lot of money.
Very collectible as well.
He pulled out a copy of Pirates of Darkwater for the Mega Drive. And that's like 400 plus game. But saying that, Castle Master for the hit squads on the Spectrum, I never thought I would ever hold or sell a £500 cassette tape, let alone find. I think we're up to 4.
Can I just say, I remember I was walking down the high street in Aviemore after going karting on Friday, and I saw that picture pop up, and the first thing I saw was Castle Master, and I was walking with the weeds, and I literally just stopped. I stopped, and I was just like, I zoomed in, and I was like, and then you will probably remember, but I was like, Si, that Castle Master there is a £500 game. I went, that is a £500 game. Can you remember when I said that to you? I just couldn't believe when I saw it. I was just like, I've only ever seen one before then, one in 7 years. For me personally, that's
it's crazy. The reason why he's been a bit guarded with it as well is not so much saying the location, because he knows he's getting the stuff. You know what I mean? This stuff's going out and being sold. But because it's taken so long to clear it out, he doesn't want to let the people know where the location of this is. Just because
fair point.
Somebody will turn it with a van and just go in and just swipe the lot. It's very easy. Going back to
why I don't think we should say much more about it, really.
Yeah.
I think you've said, yeah.
But going back to the NES, because the Rob the Robot, that was one of the first pictures he sent me, and basically he sent it me to say, look how bad this is. And the first thing I said back to him is, that's an X-Display sort of model thing. Can I have it? And he was like, you want it? kind of thing. I never thought, though, I would be making videos cleaning bird shit off NESs.
Well, I mean, that's beyond really. Like, you're talking like it's like a bird crap tsunami, isn't it? Really, like what's going on there? I mean,
can I just say, you went from chatting with Dominic Diamond to scraping shit.
Yeah, yeah.
If that isn't going downhill, what is?
Yeah.
Well, next week I've got a clean Rob, and I'd like to say that this is the worst Rob I've ever seen, but I have come across one worse. So,
oh dear.
Yeah, and that one definitely takes the piss. But anyway,
Alex, have you got a switch on your headset that turns the mic on and off? Because I'm just wondering if it's half and half, because it seems that every time you move is when it crackles.
To be honest, it's probably because it's a cheap headset. Do you know what I mean? It's got a little dial.
Yeah, you should have a switch next to the dial. Can you see a switch anywhere there?
Can you just try it without the headphones and just see what it sounds like?
I can do.
See what it sounds like?
What?
Just mute me for a bit, because my laptop's now at 94%.
To be fair, it can't be any worse than what it is now. So I wouldn't really worry about it.
Well, I'm going to mute you. Hang on.
All right.
Alex sat there, muted in the corner. Good. I think you should turn around and face the other way. I think you should be turned around.
I muted him so he could put his headset out and just use the mic on the phone, because, like you say,
face the wall. Face the wall. Naughty boy.
Alex, just pull the headset out the phone. Just use the mic on the phone.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Like, it can't be any worse.
Yeah. It can't be any worse than it was. It was terrible. So, that's it. It's perfect now, mate. We can hear. Can he now not hear us?
Okay. Alex. Oh my God.
It's always on Marshall.
Hang on. Do you hear me?
That was the comment I was looking at.
We can hear you when you took the microphone out.
Hang on. 1 minute.
There's me not
just mute him.
My Switch laptop, one of my favourite retro streamers are on, and Paul. Oh, speaking of which, Paul, if you want to come on, you can come on, mate. I can send you the link if you want. It's just us having a chat. Like, we're gonna have
you want two Macams on the same stream? Are you mad? Are you mad?
Well, we've done it before, haven't we?
Well, yeah. I don't think anyone can understand what we were talking about. And the more I drink, the more Sunderland I get.
Do you know, I was talking today, because going through all these tapes again, and I said to someone, I should really make a fort out of them. And he said, that'll probably get you 1 million views. Just make a fort out of cassette tapes and live in it for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine?
You have a live cam of you being
live cam.
Live.
I've got a better idea. Instead of making a fort out of the tapes, what you should do is use them like dominoes and make like a big
I was going to do that with the hit squads, but I just couldn't be asked.
Oh yeah. But imagine how many people would watch it though.
Oh, I was just like, I'd love to do that, but it's so much effort. I just can't be asked.
Yeah, exactly. You get to 3 tapes and be done.
I think when I did it, I think I got about 100, and literally it was about like 3 seconds.
You didn't need to do that, because you created the greatest Hit Squad picture ever that will be used forever. You lying there on all the tapes and the t-shirts.
Yeah.
Didn't it get used on Kim Justice?
Yeah, it was Kim Justice's video.
I must admit, right? Like, Kim's just brought out a new video, and I would definitely be watching that now if I wasn't doing this this live stream. Like, just to get some of my pictures of my collection and my face into a Kim Justice video. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm done. It's you're
happy now.
I love Kim's documentaries.
I have to ask. You guys have seen Dave's video of his Hit Squad one. What did you think of his song at the end?
Oh yeah.
I've got a full set out there.
So
It just made me laugh.
Honestly, I've never been as happy to see anyone complete a set. Like
he was. The thing is,
emotional for him because I knew how much he wanted to do it. And I knew, like, I've spoken to him before about.
Yeah, Dave's a nice bloke as well, isn't he? You know,
I said to Dave, and if he ever watches this, he'll be able to confirm. It was on me way to Blackpool, and he managed to bag a hit squad, and I'd managed to bag a hit squad. And like I knew that he only needed Castlemaster, and I said to him then, I was like, if I ever see it, I'll offer it to you first.
Yeah.
I said, if I ever see one, I'll try my best, like for you to get it. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
So when I seen that one, I was like, oh, mate.
I must admit that. Have any of you actually seen the game Castlemaster? Have you tried to play it?
I had it for the Commodore 64. I bought it.
No, I mean, have you tried to play the Spectrum one?
Oh, well, obviously not. No. It's not bad on the 64. I love the
T-shirt. When you were finished tonight or whatever, or can you look at your phone now? Have a look have a look now of some screen footage of the Spectrum Castlemaster. Just look at the amazing frame rate.
It's meant to be bad, isn't it? That's why it's worse.
Terrible. Do you know what makes me laugh? Is it always happens, doesn't it? The games that are absolutely terrible that people pay a fortune for.
Yeah, it's a 48k game.
Yeah, but you know why they're always worth the money? Because when games are bad, people chuck them in the bin. They just, they smash them up. Because you imagine as a kid, right? If you got a really bad game you just spent your money on, the likelihood is you'd probably want to break it. So it's things like that. And then there's the fact that obviously if the shops weren't selling them, they wouldn't have made as many. So this is it. This is what drives the money up.
From what I've been told, though, because people used to buy the hit squads and they used to come in boxes of like mixtapes. So the reason why some of them are so rare is because each box would have had one Castlemaster in, whereas it would have had, 10 copies of something else in.
Yeah. That does not run fast.
It does not, does it? Look at that frame rate.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I had a look at a video the other day of that Bedlam.
That looks sped up.
I was looking at that Bedlam game side that you was talking about, and that looks good. I like that.
What's that? Sorry.
You know that Bedlam game when you said to me, "Oh, have a look at them."
Yeah, definitely. That looks good.
Yeah.
I think I've got a couple of copies of that as well, so I can. If you need to buy one, you can buy one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Talking about 1 to 8 as well. I did not know this, but I found the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's exclusive. It's exclusive 1 to 8K with super enhanced features.
Solo layout.
Yeah, I mean there is a Commodore 64 version, but nobody.
Yeah, there is.
Actually knows what the enhanced version is. well, I mean, I imagine it's got, because I've explained to you before, but the Commodore 128 was more of a business machine that could also play Commodore 64 games. So a lot of people bought it, but like the reason it had more columns on screen was because dot matrix printers, like maybe say printed 500 columns, whereas the Commodore 64 only went to like maybe 400.
Zoom it in again, Lee. There's some actual screenshots on the back here. It actually says actual screenshots, and if you can see them.
So I'm thinking that they might be wider, but I'm not even sure how they made. Like unless you had like the proper.
Anyway, you can get at the zoom now.
So
yeah, it looks quite good though.
It would be
1986.
I think you should. I know that you might have the means to play a 1 to 8 game, and I think before you get rid of it, I would love you to make a video on that because not many people
do a comparison. It'd be cool to do a comparison of the two.
A comparison would be amazing because have you searched for that on YouTube? What the 1 to 8 version is like? There can't be many people.
No, not at all. Not at all. I love the way it says super enhanced version now. I mean, that's proper marketing that there, isn't it?
And as a Commodore 64 fan, I would love to see what's enhanced about it. So yeah, I would definitely do a comparison before it goes. Or if you weren't going to, can you do one for me?
Well, I'll put it on the list. You know, this is the annoying thing, right? Is I had so many videos planned. I was even recording a Atari top 10, my top 10 games. Had all the footage done. I just hadn't recorded the intro and outro. And then this Rob the Robot come along and everything else, and I've just gone, I'll just delete that. Nobody wants to see that. So I've moved on to other stuff. Because I was going to do the video of the top 10 rarest and odd consoles in my collection, but again, another one that was just have to be for another day.
OSG's just saying there, the 128. But yeah, it's the one he's got's the 128 exclusive. It's got like it's enhanced, but like I can only imagine it has more rows or more columns. So
I think somebody did say in one of the Commodore groups that he's got a few more levels as well.
Oh really? That'd be fucking yeah, that'd be cool. I'm sorry, I'm swearing.
But there's not many.
No, you're right. You're right. Swear away, mate. I've sworn twice already.
Don't say fuck or bugger.
Well, I tell you, after the day I've had, it'd be hard not to. I mean, I've had a fucking shit day today. There you go. I've done it again. There you go.
Well, what 8:30 it took me.
Yeah. To be honest here, if I could drink alcohol, I would be. I would. I'd be vaping too. Like, you know, but I can't. Yeah.
As you say that, just as Paul lights up.
Mate, honestly, I've been around it like constantly because the missus, like a few times she's forgot herself and started vaping like right while I'm sitting next to her. And I'm like, seriously? Like, you know, I can't vape because my lungs are shot to fuck at the moment and you're vaping next to me. Like, you know, so yeah, I'm getting used to it. I mean, I haven't vaped for now. It must be 4 weeks today. Is it 4 or is it 3?
Yeah, it could be.
I think it's 4 weeks. Yeah. So,
Hi.
Yeah.
I asked Lee this earlier, but what was the last game that you played?
It's behind me here, and it's a shit one called Duo something. I don't know. I'm going through these games at the moment. Dynamic Duo, and it's
What's
shit.
it on?
Spectrum. I'm pulling out games as I go, and they're absolutely, some are good, some are terrible. Wherever put that one.
Oh, mate, you should be videoing these and just do like a quick fucking, like a couple of shorts on them or something. It'd be cool.
Here's one. And I was showing you these guys the other day because a game that actually I picked up because of the name, and it's Smudge and the Moonies.
Oh yeah, you said about that one. Yeah, that's a good title, isn't it?
It's a good title.
Artwork on that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
hang on. Let's get you on solo. Shall I see artwork? Right?
That's not the good artwork. No, the good artwork was the loading screen.
Yeah.
Smudge and the Moonies. Yeah, couldn't figure out how to play it though. Hang on, I'm going to go for a Commodore 64 bag lucky dip. And we have got.
It must be mad how many games.
Sorry, the colour on this it's bad for my colour blindness. Scuba Dive.
Scuba Dive. I used to play that years ago.
Durrell?
Yeah. That's a good game.
I was playing this last time on the Auric. What else we got? Hang on.
Oh well, prepare yourself for an enhanced version.
Enhanced version. Now, I got one. How did I pick up Scuba Diver again? Oh, here's one. You like this one, Paul? We've got Matrix. Yeah, really, really good game. This Jeff Minter, and he makes some really, really good games.
Is that Commodore 64?
That's Commodore 64.
Yeah, the one I've got is the Commodore 16 version.
Hang on, is that sealed still?
I'll take that.
Okay, the phrase "sealed game" has lost all meaning.
Right.
And no, it's just very dirty.
Oh,
these are the ones I've got.
Right, hang on.
Yeah, this is Commodore 64.
Mine's the Commodore 16 version.
Attack of the Mutant Camels. I need to get some of them.
My favourite name for any Jeff Minter game is Metal Galactic Llamas Battle at the Edge of Time.
That's a good title, yeah.
Will you put that to one side for us, Ty?
Yeah, we'll do. It's over there.
Oh, Tetley's just put Scuba Dive, Epic on the Specky, Stinker on the C64.
Well, he would say. I mean, look at his name. Come on.
Oh, okay, Lee,
we're just biased, isn't he?
when you were just saying Seal game, this is what I'm talking about. This was the very next game I pulled out, and it's
Gilligan's Gold.
Gilligan's Gold, and it's sealed.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, crazy. I've never heard of it.
Shall we unseal it on video?
Go on,
Are you going to play it?
Yeah, I'll play it.
Yeah, that's fair enough then.
He probably won't be able to see what he's doing, though, but play it.
There we are. Now it is an unsealed.
Do that?
What do we do? I'm looking for screenshots, to be honest. I don't know.
Right, hang on. Show us how clean the tape is, because that label's got to be spotless, right? Yeah, look at that. Look, brand new. Look at that. And
wow.
To think that's like, what, nearly 40 years old.
You should have been breathing that 80s air in.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know where these have come from. I ain't sniffing these things in.
Well,
I'm sure it's been in worse places.
Yeah.
So, yes, have a look at keep an eye out for a review on this game, or I'll send it to you, Paul, and you can review it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I can do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, that. Yeah. Right.
Gilligan's Gold on its way to retro base.
Tetley, honestly, guys, you have to look up Scuba Dive. See, the thing is, I remember playing it, but it was a long time ago. So
I've never played it. I've never heard of it.
Gilligan's Gold on the
well, if Paul's got it on the Specky, then it may be better on the Specky.
Well, yeah.
I've got Commodore 64 Flying Feathers.
What the hell?
Why can I hear an echo?
I can as well.
Who's not
No,
using
it stopped.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Very strange.
Yeah.
Stop now.
This game here is protect the fish from the greedy eagles that are eagles in the original Machine Code. Oh, it's just a Machine Code game. Basically, you've got to protect the fish from the bird.
Yeah. Right, we've got Alex back. I've got a feeling that he's probably now using his laptop. However, I'm still worried about the headset. Let's find out.
This is like part 3.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh.
So far, so good. He sounds all right, but he's glitching.
Yes, there he is.
There's a little bit of freezing, but that's it.
Well, what's happened is that my wife's brand new laptop that's supposed to be all singing, all dancing, has shit itself. And I've had to dig out my 15-year-old laptop, and that's why it's probably a bit slow. So,
right, can I point out what the problem is? Right, I've had these similar things happen to me before a stream. I've had my laptop on all day, and then all of a sudden, an hour before the stream, it'll decide to just be a dickhead and not work. Right? and I'll tell you the answer. There is a simple answer to this, right? Bill Gates is a tosser. That's what it is. Right? Instead of working on Windows and fixing issues, he's out buying all the farmland.
Trust me, Steve Jobs is the same. I've had the same problem with the Mac before.
Yeah, but to be fair, Steve Jobs has got a good excuse. He's dead.
The thing is,
well, he is. He's dead. Like...
My old laptop did the exact same thing when I logged in, but it gave me an option to select the camera on the laptop, whereas the newer one, it didn't give me an option, which is saying it's connected to the USB camera, and I haven't got nothing connected to it. So I don't know. I'll flick it to my brother and he'll sort it out for me.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of updates you get.
What you guys been talking about?
It's just ridiculous.
Well, I've been asking everyone what was the last game that you played.
Yeah. So what have you been playing?
So I did a short. That's what I did a short on today. Let me see that the glare. Sky Blazer. I think Martin did.
Have we lost?
You lost me?
No,
you're back.
Now we can. You was lagging.
Oh no! Right, okay. Sorry.
There you go. Hold it up.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, sorry guys.
We've all sworn now.
It's got a protector.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, Sky Blazer on the SNES.
Nice.
Yeah, so I did a short on that today. I got this for Christmas off the wife and the kids.
What type of game is it?
So I thought I better. It's like a platformer. Yeah, I don't know if you see the. If I take out the protecting.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, yeah, I see
Saint
it.
just broke. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. So
Oh,
it's like
yeah. The bottom right
talk.
picture looks familiar, actually. Where you're going up the
because
tower.
Martin's
Yeah,
done
yeah.
Martin.
Martin
Yeah,
done Monday Night Retro on it.
that's right.
That's actually
Yeah, he
where
did.
I saw the game, and that's why I wanted to get it because I watched it.
Oh, well,
that's
check it out.
decent. I want
Can
it.
I ask? Can I ask how much is that game worth though? What's the value of that one? Is it an expensive one, a cheap one?
Yeah,
I
it
think
weren't
it's
cheap.
I think
about
it's
100
50 quid just a cart, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we paid about 80. I think for it. I put a cheeky
Wow.
offer
Yeah.
in. I think they wanted 100 for it.
I'll emulate it then.
Yeah.
I'll have it on the SNES Mini.
I've seen it just cart, and it was about 50 quid just for the cart. So
It's mad how much cardboard is worth, isn't it? Like, it's mad. It really is.
I don't know. I mean, some. I think if I really want the game, then I will do that. If I'm a bit like on the edge, you know what I mean, as in I'm not sure if I like it or not, then I'm happy to get it cart.
It did look good on Martin's stream. I mean, it stuck in my
yeah.
head. Like,
Yeah.
I remember it, and it's So
yeah.
that's.
I didn't get very far on it because usual things out when kids come out, Dad. You know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last thing to
Really
plan.
like those first.
Other
like
recent
them
game I've played was a free download on the PS4, and that was Axiom Verge 2. I don't know if any of
I
you.
see. Yeah, I haven't played the second one. I've played the first.
If you
one.
like your Metroidvania type games,
Yeah.
I threw myself into that. That was one of them
But
games
how is it
where,
free?
because you get because you've got like the so you can play online. They give you free games every month.
So it's not free for me.
Oh right, yeah. But
Guys, I'm going to have to say I'm going to have to drop off now, guys. You enjoy your stream, and I'll be watching, but I've got to go and sort kids out.
Yeah. See you later.
so-
Si. Cheers
catch
for
you later,
coming on,
guys.
mate. See you later.
Yeah, I've got to
So-
go at 9. I have to go at 9.
yeah, it's you
Ish.
play one of their games where you cannot put it down. Verge 2 was very much like that. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to play it all night until I finished it. I mean, I finished it. I didn't 100% it, but yeah, it was really good. Metroidvania type game.
Was it Metroidvania that Alex was playing on the Switch? And I think Chef's played it. Maybe.
Yeah. Mummy Demastered.
That's one that
Is
I
that-
really want to play. Like, I really want to play it now.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Scott was complaining it was too difficult, wasn't it?
it was a love-hate relationship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of bits in it that are a bit dickish, if you know what I mean. Because if you die, you've literally got to go back and kill your zombie self to get all your weapons
Yeah.
back.
I
And
mean,
that can be a bit
oh,
tricky sometimes because you've only got like a pea shooter.
So what happens if you die that time? You go back even further, or
Yeah, no. So then there'd be 2 of them attacking you.
oh,
So you turn up about
no.
there's like 6 of them having a go. At you.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm annoyed already, and I haven't even started playing it.
But no,
But like,
it's
I mean,
really
that game's really held its value. Like every time I see it in CS, it's always like 30, 40 quid.
I've got it here somewhere, but I don't know what I've done with it. But yeah, a limited run. That's why it's one of them
really?
ones that it's one of them ones,
Yeah.
American ones. I think that so they normally do hold their value them types of games. But I think I picked mine up for like 45 quid off eBay.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've seen it for. And
the download-
I've always bought.
the download recently was only a couple of quid. Do you know what I mean? So
So, Alex, if you like them sort of
that's
games,
right, it was. I
So,
think
like
I've actually downloaded it. I'm gonna have to check. I'm sure. I've got it.
yeah.
Sorry, Lee.
if you like them sort of games, Alex, have you got Val Faris?
I have got Val Faris, but
Have you
I
played
thought
it?
you said Rolf Harris there.
right.
Like, I don't know if we should be talking about him.
Val
I've
Faris.
heard some.
Can you tell what it is?
Rumors recently.
got that. Yeah.
Jesus, he wants to get me chucked off YouTube, doesn't he? Jesus Christ. Of all the people. Anyway,
I haven't.
moving on.
I need to put more time into that.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
I've played it a little bit. Yeah, it was. It wasn't the same for me as Mummy Demastered. Mummy Demastered was just like the music's beautiful. I'm not saying Val Harris music isn't beautiful, but it was probably more my type, if you know what I mean. Mummy Demastered, and just everything about it, just a bit like Axiom Verge. I just could not put it down. And the Mummy 100% of that because I was enjoying it so much.
Really?
Val Harris, it was, I just so into it. Do you know what I mean? But the Val, I need to play it again all the time. Because there's another similar game, I think. This is Dead Cells. Have you played Dead Cells?
Yeah, frustrating as hell. That's the one where every time you die, the level resets. It's different, isn't it? Oh, mate, that does my head in that game.
Yeah. It's cool though. I've never got past about the 4th level or something on that. You know.
There's an earlier version of Val Faris that come out called Slain. That's one I want to get. Back from Hell. It's similar to Slain, similar to Val Faris, but only in that you've got a sword and a shield sort of thing. It's more medievalish sort of thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, man! Like seriously, like he's trying to get me kicked off of here, isn't he? Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm gonna
look at that.
Jesus, man!
Oh dear!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Scott
99 pence that cost
at the right time.
Blackpool. 99 pence at Blackpool.
99 pence was it? Bloody hell!
I let them keep the change. I paid a quid for it. I was like, how many copies of this is knocking about?
Yeah.
But I'm sure Super Nintendo bought it on the Commodore 64. So I'm sure he bought one. So someone definitely bought the Commodore 64 one when we were down there, and then I seen the Spectrum one. But I'm pretty sure who it might have been more into Spectrum than Commodore 64. So it would make sense to swap. But I can't remember.
There was a bit of decent selection of Commodore stuff at Blackpool, weren't there? You know what I mean?
Oh mate, when I saw that Zap folder with the first 12 issues of Zap inside. Oh, mate, I knew I was going to buy it. I just had to barter with him a bit, that was all. So, I got a few quid off.
I hate it when you see things, you're like, I need that. I need it. You know, he's got me.
Yeah, I just went, like, that to me is just a piece of history. Like, I used to buy, like, I never had really enough money to buy, like, full-price games. So I used to play my games from cover tapes, and I used to buy Zap all the time. But like when I bought Zap, it was like 87, 88, 89, 90. Whereas like Zap came out in, I think it was like 84, 85. So to have the first 12 issues in the official binder is just awesome. It's one of my prized possessions. It's one of the last things I would ever sell. Really is. It's right
cool,
up there.
It's cool.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw that, mate. But I think I still messaged Martin first because I was like, "Would you be interested in this?" You know, because I know how much he loves his Commodore 64, and I think he was like, "Nah," he kind of balked. So yeah, that's when I had a word with the guy and managed to get the price down a bit, and I was like, "Yeah, sold. I'll take that." So. But weighed a ton. It took up the whole bag. Like when I got on the plane back home, like my bag weighed an absolute ton, and that thing was well heavy. And that was
didn't you get Rob to carry it around for you a bit? His rucksack as well.
I think I had to. Honestly, I was. If you remember, if you've seen Rob's video, you know when me and Martin go up and we play IK Plus against each other. If you look when when I'm in the queue. I've got this red folder and I've got like two hands on it like this. And then we ended up talking to some people, so I'll give it to them just to like hold it for a bit. And I was like, I just need a rest like before we play this game because my arms were killing. It was that heavy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really fun. If anyone's got a chance to go to Blackpool, definitely take it. It's a really good experience. It is what you make.
This year?
It is what you make.
I'd like to think so. I mean, I definitely want to go somewhere because obviously the beginning of this year has been pretty crap for me. I mean,
Arcade Archives got to be on the cards, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much been inside some sort of four-walled building since mid-January. So I've been out probably a couple of times, like briefly. So if it's not been a hospital, it's been inside this flat pretty much. So I would like to get out somewhere and do some stuff. So yeah, it's kind of funny because I mean, from the point of the surgery, I'm well enough to be able to move about and stuff. It still gets a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not painful. It's not really that now that's the problem. It's the secondary problem that came from the surgery, which is the blood clots. Like the minute I start moving around and out, I get tired really easy. And like I mean, most of you probably know I normally sit up till 2 a.m. most nights. Like I can't do that.
How long? Like is the recovery? Like I mean, what? How long? Like is it
can be over 3 months. Like you're on blood thinners, minimum of 3 months, minimum.
Wow.
So I could have this for a long time, and it's a nightmare. It really is. Because I'm
doing any DIY at the minute.
What's that?
Do you know what I mean? I said, don't do any DIY if you're on blood thinners at the minute. You know what I mean?
I can't really do a lot of anything. I can't really do a lot of anything at the moment. That's the problem. It's like I say, the minute I start trying to do stuff, if I overexert a little bit, I just feel knackered. Like I'm in bed before 11 o'clock most nights at the moment. Like this is what's making it difficult with work, because when I go back to work, I'm going to be doing 12 hours, and it's 4 on, 4 off. That's going to kill me.
Do some sort of phased return.
That's hard enough on its own.
You should ask, like, maybe for a phased return.
Yeah, but the problem with that
is, if your doctor says that, then I'm sure they've got to implement it now.
I can do that, but the problem is I don't get paid, do I? That's the problem.
Well, I know, but like, you've got to play the balancing act between, like, when you go back. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know, I get what you're saying, but I mean, I've not been paid for like 6 weeks, so and I've booked next week off as emergency holiday, and half of the week after, so that at least then I'm going to get paid for a week and a half and not just get statutory sick pay. Yeah. So on that second week, I took half, so it means I've only got 2 shifts on the bounce, but it's still 12 hours. It's going to fuck me up pretty bad, but yeah, it's not good. But it is what it is, Believe me.
Hopefully you get get back on your feet, fella.
Yeah.
What games have you been playing, Lee? So I probably missed that.
So the last game I played was Old Towers on the Evercade. But the reason I've got the Evercade set up was because Mr. Zombie, who's in the chat, he was kind enough to send me a nice little gift, like to cheer me up, which worked. It worked.
He sent you some Evercade.
What the hell is that?
What is that, by the way?
What is that buzzing? Right, Alex.
Who's got the vibrator on?
Turn off your vibrator. Seriously, what is that?
Who's knocking one out?
That's a disc drive now, for fuck's sake.
Oh, it's the old disc drive.
Look. Let's see how Command and Conquer General's kicking in, wherever it is.
Oh, yes. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Have you got those eggs, the Bluetooth eggs? Is that, is it?
God, this stream really has gone downhill now, isn't it? It really has. So this is
I can't hear myself, obviously, because I've got the mic on and that. So
I know
you guys.
We heard you, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like someone had put a vibrator on the microphone.
I'll bring the fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm like with technology, guys.
Mate, we know.
Right. Okay. So yeah, getting back to what I was talking about. So Scott was nice enough to send me a little box for it. I didn't know it was coming. Basically, a postman delivered it, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell was this saying? All did nothing, because I haven't got any money, obviously. And I opened it up, and then there was a card in there saying "Get well soon." It was from Jaden Scott, and there was a figure in there that he knew I was after. I would show it, but I can't actually get to it at the moment. He knew I was after that. I had one when I was a kid, and for obvious reasons, I can't really get that now because it's at my mum's. I don't talk to her. It's a long story, but So yeah, he sent me one of them, and he sent me an Evercade cart that he knew that I was after, which was the renovation cartridge. It's got quite a few shooters on it, so I've been playing that as well. So yeah, it's one of the good cartridges that they've released in the last year, because there's been a lot of really bad ones that they've released, hasn't there?
I don't know if it's just bad. I think it's just they've chose to go the cheap route with some of them, haven't they? You know, like
Yeah.
I think you did a video on it, didn't you, Lee, where they did the C64 one on.
Yes.
Or no, sorry, wasn't it one where it's got Chaos Engine on it, and they chose the shittest version? Do you know what I mean?
I think that was probably me moaning about that.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you've got such a great game like that, why would you put the worst version on? Do you know what I mean? I suppose
that's the reason I got rid of the Evercade. I was just like, I can't. I was looking forward to the Bitmap Brothers compilation cartridge so much, and to put on the worst versions of every game, it was just like, oh man.
Well, have you seen the Amiga cart they're releasing? Because you know, like how we did the thing on the Commodore one, Paul. They got an Amiga one coming out.
You know what?
Difference.
I've avoided. There's also a Commodore 64-2 one.
Yeah,
I have no idea what's on it, but I think me and you should definitely do.
Part two. They're pointless. Like you just go and buy it, either a Maxi or a Mini of the C64.
But buy a real one.
Buy an Amiga Mini. It's all free. You know. Why would you pay for an Evercade cart? When you could just go and buy the system and download them for free. It's just. No,
do you know why I got the Founders Edition of the VS? So I've actually got my name in the credits of the machine.
Yeah.
And I got rid of it because I finally got it. I got the second batch. So I basically got it just before Christmas. So I opened it on Christmas Day.
You're going to like this, Alex. Listen to this, because I was the one who told Paul this, I think. You're going to like this.
I was more than raging because the one game that I was really wanting to play more than any other, and I had like 22, I think, of cartridges, all of them. The one game I really wanted to play, Splatterhouse 2.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, due to copyright, or due to however the license, it was only allowed to play on a handheld unit and not a TV. So you weren't allowed to play it. And it was literally that moment I was like, this is gone.
Yeah,
gone.
You could only play it on the handheld that they
wasn't the Namco one? Was there a Namco one as well that was the same, where you could only play it on the handheld as well? Or was that the same thing?
I didn't get past that point.
It's
I literally put it back in the box.
The same thing, is it? Yeah. Because why would you do that?
Well, it's
I literally packed it up there and then put it all back in the box the way it was, and I never opened it again.
I'll tell you why they did it, Alex. It's because when they brought it out on the Evercade was initially a handheld. They had no intentions of bringing out a home console, but because everybody kept asking for one, then they released it. But of course, they'd already done the licensing for just the handheld.
Like that comment,
you know. But but
so I can't see him.
I actually thought Paul was going to say something else. When Paul said he was annoyed because he couldn't play that game, I thought you was going to say, remember when I said to you about how they was releasing more of the Founders Edition?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you was going to say that because that was meant to be
I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
That was when they released another
100,
and they re-released
after they'd all sold, but they sold them for less. But no, I don't know if it was less, but because I'd bought something from Evercade, like you always get normally, like an email, and I must have, because I've got like I don't know, like I've had 2 email addresses for years, and I've got a work email, and I got an email saying, "Oh, there's like 80 VSs, like the Founders Edition coming up," but on the email account that I actually bought the VS, I didn't get that email, and I was like, "Have they just sent it to the people who didn't get the first run, which we were told was the only one?"
Yeah,
I've never actually spoken about this before. Like, I didn't really think about it much, but I suppose if they did, that'd be quite a big thing, right? That'd be quite.
If you remember,
collective advertising.
If you remember, I got the email and then I said to you about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I checked my other account, and yeah, sure enough, there was one in there, and I was like, wow, check that out.
I mean, when that Evercade, is it VS1 came out as well? Didn't some of the cars not even fit in it? Or so when they, I don't know if that was a later
the new one, the
brand new
one. They've had the same problem.
I was like, come on, people. You know?
Yeah, I mean, with the first one, you can kind of get to a certain degree. You might have a few problems with the first handheld, but not when you bring out a newer one and the EXP. You shouldn't be having that same problem. Like, you should have fixed that by then. Yeah,
it's just lazy, isn't it? Really.
You know? Yeah, and this is kind of the problem with Evercade. In fact, I'm going to say this now. I was waiting to see if Paul wanted to do a video because there's something I've noticed in the trailers for the Evercade. So,
oh really? I've not seen any.
Right,
don't follow it at all.
So what happens on the beginning of all of their trailers for each cartridge, right, is it will show the VS, and then it gets swiped off the screen, and then the EXP come up. And I thought, yeah, that just about sums up Evercade. And
that's
Blaze.
What you bought last. This is what you're going to buy now.
Well, actually, it's more like, yeah, we bought that out,
coming.
but we're not really bothering with it now. We want you to buy this. That's more like
exactly.
Like.
Yeah, I would think the same.
But
I am quite pessimistic when I come to them just because of my gaming experience, so I can't help it.
Well, the thing is that what I've said there, that doesn't go just on the trailer. That goes on the fact that that's the impression you get from them anyway. Like, it seems that whenever they bring something out, a year later...
At least they're not lying about it. At least they literally put it right in your face saying, look, this is what we've done. We're just totally fucking that off now. This is what I've got now, so buy it. So, to be fair, they're really telling people what they're like.
Yeah, look at this, Skelly. Yeah. Martin Jones just took the discussions on his favourite console. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, the only reason I've kept mine is because it's got... Xeno Crisis, and then obviously
that was good, to be fair.
That cartridge that Scotch just sent me, the renovation one, that's good as well. And then you've got Indie Heroes and Mega Cat Studios. They're all like indie titles, so I like them for that reason because they're cheaper on that than they are on other systems.
Even the one with Sensible Soccer on, like it was like the Mega Drive version, or it's just like, oh come on, man, sort this out. It was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't imagine the Amiga versions would cost that much. I mean, who actually would bother? You know.
Look, Martin, you want to start giving it, mate? Come on the stream. Come on the stream.
Yeah, jump on, Martin.
Start doing it in the chat, mate. Come on.
Does he not know that we're slagging it off? Well, I am.
We all are
joining in.
We all are.
Get your ass on here. And
come on, get on here. Come on.
Let's see you. Let's hear what you've got to say.
Come on, in your little lodge. Come on, get on here.
No, he doesn't dare.
But this is what I like about just doing a stream where you just talk bollocks. You could just, just go with the flow of it,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun just to do that, isn't it?
Totally. Yeah. It's just like being in the pub. But I've been in the pub. Can you remember, Alex, when we were in the pub? I think the first time we met, I think I bought everyone a pint, and then I said to the last behind the bar, I was like, "Is there somewhere we can go to watch the rugby?" She's like, "What time does it start?" I was like, 11. And she's like, "Oh yeah, you can watch it through the back." And I was like, "Right." And I was like, "What does everyone want?" I was like, "Can I get like 6 pints and this, that, and the other?" Then we went out and watched it, and then I just totally zone out when the rugby's on. Like, I turn into such a typical kind of fan of any sport, and I'm an absolute nightmare.
That was funny, though.
That was a good laugh.
But I just get so like into the rugby, it's just mad.
I can't remember, like, because you were shouting at the rugby, weren't you? And then I shouted something, didn't I? I can't remember what I said now. But I offended that family, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember what I said.
Because this family rocked up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sat right down next to us, and even I was like, I'm going to have to reel it in a bit. Even I thought
I can't remember what I said, but
then you were like,
I was swearing, wasn't I? Yeah. I can't remember what it was.
And they were just like, oh. Time to go.
and that's all I heard for the rest of that weekend was everyone kept going. And then Lee said this, and all the family, like in the family, they left the pub. That's all I heard.
To be fair, that bit of video footage when Martin was there, and when fucking Lee mounts Martin, and he turns around and goes, when I caught that on video, I was like, that is absolute gold right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. What a weekend that was. That was the highlight of last year. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I did a thing at Christmas, my top 3 moments of last year, and that was one of them. Oh, hello. We got Mr. Zombie. Hang on, that's trouble.
Oh, he's trouble.
Yeah.
Well, we know we've got to ask him.
Hello, mate.
Evening, guys.
We've all answered the same question. Hi up, mate. You all right?
You all right?
Go on then, Paul. Ask your question, mate.
You're right.
What was the last game you played, Scott?
The last game I played. Oh, hold on, I'll grab it.
I hope it wasn't that 6 games.
You hope it wasn't that what?
That's 6 games. You know the way you got waggle your joystick.
Oh, yeah.
It was this one.
Oh, that last
one. Yeah, look at that artwork.
Yeah,
that was one you were telling me about, wasn't it?
But that artwork is nothing to do with the game.
Of course not.
It's a bit like. It's a bit like.
No.
You're a helicopter.
Literally, you are a spaceship.
What a guess. I was close.
It's an absolutely awesome game.
Hi, man.
Hey, man.
Hello.
How you doing, mate?
Hey, here he is, coming to give us a load of crap because we're talking Evercade now.
He's got to answer the question first, though.
Oh, we're talking Evercade, are we? Hold on.
We was. I mean, to be fair, we was actually bashing it, but
Martin, while Scott's away, what was the last game you played?
In the last half an hour, it was Fortnite with my kids.
All right, cool.
That's not a game.
And then I was playing that.
Sorry, I don't class that as a game.
Oh, awesome shooter.
Zeta wing.
Awesome shooter.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing today. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And does it work? Because it's bitmap, isn't it? So I just want to... Yeah.
Nah, it's a cartridge. The cartridges are good. I think that
Did you order that 18 months ago, Martin?
Just turned up now.
I got really lucky actually. This was second hand on eBay, so yeah.
So you got it before everyone else.
That's why he's actually got it. Yeah. It wasn't Retro Refix that sold it on there, was it? 'Cause didn't you get one of them free off it?
Well done, mate. I can see you had to stop and think there. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know where I got it from actually. Let me have a look. Let me see where I got it from.
I'm sure he's got one of them.
See you later, SG.
See you, mate.
See you later, Paul.
Zeta Wing 3 is out now, probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, apparently she is the lady that developed it, Sarah Jane Avery. Apparently there is a second one coming.
Yeah, she's good. Like she's an awesome programmer. Yeah.
Is it going to come out on Bitmap though?
No, I doubt it.
I hope not.
Are they still going Bitmap Soft?
I think so, but
I was about to say, does anybody care? But...
See, the thing is
I hope they do. I hope they turn it around, and I hope they turn it around. I really do. Like,
and that coming from me, they're fucked me about so much, but I still would like them to actually sort their shit out, and because they do put out some good games.
It would be great
in the future.
It'd be great to think in the future, you know, if they can turn it around and sort stuff out. Then I really hope so. At the end of the day, it's another publisher for the homebrew scene. So and they've brought out some really awesome games. Whether you can play them or not is a different matter. But
Alien Girl. Still waiting for my replacement of that.
Yeah, I still need to check my one because I mean, obviously, when I got that, I had that Spectrum 2A that wasn't working, and I haven't. It's still sealed. I haven't tried it on the one I bought off Scott.
I'm the only person who's never had one that's filled. Like, I feel genuinely lucky. Like, I must be the lucky. Like, rather than win the lottery, my bitmap tapes work.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know that mine don't, because that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Redshift works. Redshift
Maybe we
works.
should do a video on it, mate. We should load them up individually, and we'll do like a score.
You could do CX lotteries instead. It'd be bitmap lotteries. So you could, that's my fake work.
Because Alien Girl was still sealed. I haven't actually unsealed it because when I got the Spectrum off of Scott, obviously
that makes no difference.
I haven't really played that Spectrum much because obviously I ended up injured, didn't I? So yeah. So
it does look a good game, Alien Girl. What I've seen of the guys, a few of you have done videos on it.
I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm sure one day I'll get round to maybe picking a Spectrum up and giving it a go. Do you know what I mean?
I've played a ROM.
Can I just say though, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Though.
Yeah.
My price stick is still in the front there, but
if you get the big box edition, it looks even nicer. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
So this is the company that like you're saying, we're having a laugh about it. I'll go out of business or whatever. But you want people like that to carry on making games for the homebrew and that. You want more, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally.
It's just a shame that they
buggered
up the customer service. If you mess that up, you're on a hide into nothing, don't you?
I mean, the best customer service has got to be Cytronic. I mean, I've only ever had one tape game that didn't work. I got in contact with them 2 or 3 days later, replacement tape. No questions asked.
Nice.
Whereas if you had done that with Bitmap, it probably would have been 3 months.
Yeah, but their sister company was at Phoenixware. I never ever had any issues with that company.
That's weird, eh?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Although all their tapes loaded, they always turned up.
I did do a Cytronics order 11 days ago, and it still hasn't arrived. So that's a bit unusual. Yeah.
It wasn't disc order, was it?
It was a disc order.
So, I hope they know who the number one customer is.
Yeah.
To be fair, as soon as I saw it, I sent it to you. Well, I put it on that Micros group. And I think within minutes you've seen it. So I think it was like 26 minutes old when I saw the post. So surely, if they're going to honour anyone's orders, it should be yours.
I ordered eight games off of them. So let's see.
It could be the postal service, though, couldn't it? It might not be.
I was going to say that. Are they still having trouble? Royal Mail and all that going on strikes and stuff. I don't know.
Right, you can keep up with the strikes. There's always someone on strike.
Even though I don't think the strikes are going, we're still not getting a regular post here. Where I live.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I had my Saber Wolf turn up today, and the way that was wrapped, and also the way it was rammed through the letterbox, I'm surprised that was still in one piece when it actually came through. Really? Because what they'd done is they put it in some bubble wrap, put it in a cardboard box with one end missing, and just taped that end. So it was basically there was hardly any padding. There was a little bit of bubble wrap, but one end of it was completely not padded. And of course, it was that end that when the postman put it through the letterbox, and we got a metal one, he's left it half in there, so it's like the letterbox is clamped down on it. Like when you got one of them tight letterboxes. So I was surprised when I actually got the bloody thing out of the box. It was actually in pretty good condition, actually, surprisingly. So
it's funny you mentioned figures. I went into, because near my shop there's a massive B&M store.
Figures.
And yeah, you was talking about that Saber Wolf figure.
Oh no, I wasn't about the game Saber Wolf for the Specky.
Oh, I thought you meant bloody a figure of it.
No. Anyway, yeah.
Can I just quickly show these? My brother-in-law gave us these figures, and they're all Star Wars ones, and they're so cool.
That is a cool figure.
Yeah, literally, like all of the his feet move. Like there's so many movements available. Like, and they're.
You know why, didn't you? That's a Black Series figure. That's why they're the better quality ones.
That's I like that one.
Right, that one you got there. That's
awesome.
Is that a 6-inch figure?
Nah, there's no way that's 6 inches. Even I can't lie about that.
No way. No way.
Paul, you're
At
holding it
least
right
twice
up
the
to
size of that.
Paul, you're holding
Oh,
it
but
right
you
up
see
to
it
the
there,
camera.
come on.
How can I tell?
That's a man's 8 inches there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked Con Park, because she thinks this is 6 inches.
Right, Paul, you're holding it right up to the camera. How can I tell what size it is? That's why I'm asking. Like, so what is it? The smaller one? Three and three quarters.
I would say that's 3.
3 3/4. Yeah,
something like that. But it's really detailed, and like all like his arm, like everything moves individually, like his hand, like his arm, his head, even with the legs. There's like loads of like his legs even spin around. So
yeah, they're Black Series, but you get 2 different sizes. You get the 3 3/4 and the 6 inch.
and the last one we've got here is Yoda.
Yeah.
So he bought them in a charity shop. They were 99 pence each.
Bargain.
Yeah, grab them for the shed because he knows I've got a few figures up there. So yeah, I put them there the other day, and I was like, I was buzzing with them. I thought, like, I'm not really into Star Wars, but as much as like what I know you are, Lee. But like with him being my like favorite character, I was just happy to get him. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, if you pick him up, the 6 inch version boxed, it's worth quite a bit actually. The more one, I've got a nice Boba Fett. That's a 6 inch black figure, and that's the original like style, not the new look. Certain ones are worth quite a bit, especially if they're still packaged. You know. Yeah, but yeah, Scott, you saying you picked up some figures, right?
Oh yeah. I went into B&M today to get some super glue, and when I was in there, I spotted these, and I thought, do you know what? These are cheap. They're a good cracking price, and they're not bad. So people get down to B&M and get these because I think they're really cool. That's the Cobra Kai.
Oh, Cobra Kai. Yeah. Hang on, let's get you on big screen. Where are you? There you are. Ah, very nice. Yeah, Johnny.
So we've got Johnny Lawrence there, and there's loads of different, like, you can change his hands, and there's loads of accessories in there. Nice box as well.
Have you seen the ones that they're doing at the moment, which are Cobra Kai versus Turtles? Have you seen them ones?
No, I haven't seen that.
What?
I didn't even know these
Cobra
were
versus Turtles
until I see them in there. And then they got
them on Amazon.
I had to get Daniel's son, didn't I?
Daniel's son.
Look at that.
Nice.
I must admit, so I've only seen the first series so far, but I think Albert Danielson at the minute, in my opinion, he's turned into a bit of a knob.
He is. That's what makes it such a great show. He is a bit of a knob, really.
Yeah.
I just want to be honest about that.
But yeah, no, these are really cool, and I think
they are cool.
I think they're £12 each.
Sweet.
Right. Just
which
to
I
prove
think is a good price.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a good price. Yeah. Look good for display as well. We keep them boxed.
Right, just to prove I'm not lying. Hang on.
That was a dear old bottle of super glue, though.
Yeah.
You go in these places, isn't it? You go in there for one thing.
Oh, here we go. Look.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I told you we're going high tech tonight.
I should have.
That's awesome.
Even Chef doesn't do this.
That was in there. £46.
Oh, yeah, they're
These
expensive.
standard ones, then.
Good old Danielson.
Like I said, they're £12 in B&M. Diamond Select Toys.
So if I see if I make this bigger, can you see that bigger now? Yeah.
Wow, there's even toe movement. There's toe movement.
Oh yeah, they don't mess about.
There's actual toe movement. I'm like, what is that? Wow.
Let's see if I can find another one because there's a few different ones. So there you go. You got Donatello
cool,
and Johnny Lawrence. Yeah.
I mean, what are they going to be? 20 quid for the single ones?
I don't know. How much did you get them for, Scott?
These ones were £12 each in B&M.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, that's a good price. Yeah.
I'll tell you what also they had in there, and I would afford it, but I wanted the Cobra Kai, is the big Funko Pops?
Yeah.
The big He-Man Funko Pops. So they got He-Man, Beast-Man, Trapjaw, and they're all 20 quid.
Ah, nice.
And I was very tempted, but me and Funko Pops, I was like, no. It's just the Cobra Kai.
I picked up a Merman just before Christmas for like a £5, but it's not the large one; it's the smaller one.
Yeah.
See, I like the more like accurate replicas.
On the same. For me, they've got to look like them.
Yeah, I don't know. Just personally, like they just don't do it for me. Like it's got to be. I like the proper figures. I wish I would have the ones that I had when I was a kid because I used to buy them all. That is definitely a rabbit hole I could 100% go down.
Yeah,
because
that's the reason I haven't bought any of them Funko Pops.
ones. Oh, I had like
I don't want to end up buying so many of them.
And T1000. There was multiple ones with
honestly,
like stages in the film, and oh man,
the amount of figures I get come through the shop, it kind of helps scratch my itch though, because I can look at them on display. But I am gutted when someone come in and go, "Can I take?"
I think you might have to start putting some aside. Like it's really something I'd love to collect. I really want to. What I really want is, the box from Hellraiser.
The Hellraiser.
You can buy like a
can get them, yeah.
Mr.
H Reviews has got one, hasn't he?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I used to have one many years ago, which
really
didn't actually move, but it was just like a trinket box.
Yeah, so Mr. H Reviews has got one.
Did it like come out and spin and then go?
No.
That'd be amazing. That like.
No, I done that and it opened up, and then me and Pinhead had a couple of rounds on Mario Kart.
Yeah. This game will be legendary.
Run.
What?
And it was what is the most iconic. I done a poll today.
That's it, yeah.
Right. I done a poll today, and it was what was the most iconic racing game, and I had Outrun, Pole Position, Boogie Boy. Oh my god, I can't remember what the last one was. I can't remember what it was now.
Daytona, surely what was on there?
Nah.
No.
Oh no, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, Outrun came first by like a massive amount, like absolutely destroyed the rest. And you should have took him on an Outrun. Hellraiser Pinhead would have appreciated that.
Yeah, he would have liked that, wouldn't he?
I just want to address Jamie's comment here. I'm actually quite jealous. He's got a Bosk and a Dengar figure. Jamie, are they the 6-inch Black Series figures? Because if they are, make sure you keep them in the boxes, mate, because they are worth a bit. I'm very jealous because they're two that I would love to have. So, just in case you're wondering, Bosk and Dengar are two of the other bounty hunters out of Empire Strikes Back. So, because they're like smaller parts, if you like, they're more sought after. Yeah, definitely a couple of figures I wouldn't mind getting them too.
I've had one come in the shop, a Black Series Star Wars figure. Look, and it's a Stormtrooper, but it's metallic red.
That's probably. Is that one of the new ones?
I have no idea. It's just in a big box. It's quite a big figure.
If it looks like the sequel trilogy ones, it's probably a Sith Trooper. Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. No, you take that.
Cool, but,
do you think they're done with the Star Wars main movies now? Do you think they're going to... Well, I never say done, but do you think
they'll reboot them. I think they're going to wait a few years and they'll bring a film back, I think.
Well, if rumours are anything to listen to, apparently there's been meetings with Daisy Ridley. Is that her name?
Daisy something.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley is right, isn't it? Yeah. I had to check myself then. She's had a meeting because there was some comment made. She was interviewed and she made a comment that alluded to the fact that she'd been to Skywalker Ranch. And then there was talk about there was some other talk about returning characters. And one of the rumours that's going around is that they might be doing a film that follows on from the sequel trilogy, and Grogu might possibly be cropping up in it, but a bit older than he is now, because we know he ages slower, right?
Yeah.
So, so he'd be more like a teenager maybe by then. So, yeah, I hope that
I haven't watched any of the Mandalorian yet, the new series.
No, same.
I normally, I think I'm the same as you, Paul. I let them build up, and then I can just smash them all. Do you know what I mean? And one after another.
You sound like a porn star, mate.
That must be a southern thing. Yeah.
Just as you're saying, porn
I just let them line up, and then I smash them all.
Just as you're saying that, Jamie put 6-inch, mate.
Lads, I'm gonna have to shoot. I'm well over me a lot of time for tonight, but I'm going to be watching you anyway. So, but I'm going in the house, so I'm going to watch on the TV and have some takeaway. So,
what are you having? Okay. What are you having?
Kebab, I think.
Oh, kebab.
Kebab.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it that one from Blackpool?
What was the one for Blackpool?
Do you know, it had like Indian infused doner kebab.
Yeah,
OSG said it was the best kebab he'd ever eaten. Remember?
To be fair, that kebab shop is that is one of the highlights of Blackpool, and I'm going to spread the word. Every year I go there, I tell as many people about that kebab shop because it is superb. Yeah, okay. They're not the friendliest of people. They're not the friendliest of people. They're a bit like, give us your money sort of thing. But to be fair, the food is absolutely amazing. It was awesome. Love that kebab.
I'm picking the hotel next time.
Oh, do you know what? I think we should stay there. Yeah. It is so shit and so retro. It was, for me, it was part of the experience. I thought it was hilarious.
It was like Del Boy's holiday villa.
I had the worst room right next to the lift and above the fucking TV that was on 24/7 advertising how awesome the hotel is with music, and it's all over here. I was going mental.
I'm telling you now, if I come this year, I am definitely going on what Martin recommends. Him.
Yeah,
don't go with room 1. Just do not accept room 1.
I was in the Balmoral last week. That's a 5-star. That was pretty nice. You guys can check these things out.
But anyway, right, I'll catch you guys later. Have a great stream.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
And then there was 4.
Nice.
You was talking about Evercades earlier on. I had this come into the shop.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying how good it is, but it's got a nice screen. But the whole Tate mode on it is just bollocks because it's top heavy. You can't hold it comfortably. Let me get it. Yeah, you sort of hold it because you obviously, if you put it in Tate mode, you've got to hold it like that.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel comfortable in the hand. It feels like it just wants to do this.
Yeah. It's a bit long, isn't it?
You feel like you're going to drop it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of not comfortable. You can feel the resistance. And the other thing I bloody noticed is that if you keep pushing the buttons for the Tate mode, they get stuck.
Oh dear.
There you go. Live.
Yeah.
So again, the build quality it's got to be questionable.
Far too fat, Scott, for something of this day and age, 2023. That just looks far too.
It is quite chunky, isn't it?
It don't look much different to the first one.
It's got C batteries in the back of it,
Yeah. I don't know. There's been a lot of positive things about this, not just on Facebook and all the socials, but on YouTube. People have been very positive about it, and I get it. I think the screen, this is a massive improvement on the original. I don't think it looks as good as the original cosmetically, but
this is like 10 years old now, isn't it? How old is the bloody PS Vita?
And to be fair, when you look at some of these Chinese ones that get released every sort of other week, they look really good. It has got a nice screen on it. I will give it that. But the whole Tate mode thing, I think, is a bit of an afterthought.
It's not hard to put an OLED screen in things now, is it? I mean, like I say, this one's had one for 10 years. This is leaving an OLED screen.
Yeah, it the art when that had it, wasn't it? But
what do they retail for, Scott?
130 quid.
130, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I think you get a cartridge with that. You get the IREM cart. I think. It's IREM, isn't it?
Let's have a look. It's got Megacats Studios 2 in there, nerdy geezer.
Oh, that's the one I wanted.
That was the one. Yeah, there. Look.
That's the one. I think the one that comes with it, is IREM, which has got R-Type on it.
It comes obviously with the Capcom games built in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
And then where's the? The packaging's all right. It comes with a nice instruction manual for the Capcom games, but it comes with the IREM cart, which, to be fair, has got some cracking games on it. It's got R-Type, Moon Patrol, In the Hunt.
Yeah, that's one I want.
They're the standout ones, but there's also an interesting one called Lightning Swords. I kind of enjoyed that. I've never played that.
And this is why I've kept my Evercade, because of things like that. Because if you want the proper In the Hunt, I mean, that's silly money, isn't it? Like, get it on the Evercade, it's cheaper. So,
it's all right, but
I wouldn't buy it.
I don't understand the point anymore. Like, compared to emulation machines, like you've got things like I've got this bloody RG350 thing. Like, once you've got this thing, I've got this thing.
Yeah,
you've got your Vita, which today this is the second Vita I've got, and this one I just flashed the firmware on it today, and I've put a load of homebrew stuff on it and emulation stuff on it. So I don't understand I don't know what the Evercade brings to the table, really.
It's interesting because the guy that brought this into the shop, he just said, I've only just bought this. And I said, clearly, mate, literally it was within a fortnight of it being released.
Yeah.
And he said,
so he's had enough already.
And he just said, I don't get on with it. He said, it's not for me. So he traded it in and with a load of games.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuss is with it. I don't understand what it brings to the table, honestly.
It's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? I suppose because like they're trying to appeal to people our age, and then the build quality's not there, and it's like I suppose there is a place for it for people that haven't played it, like the younger generation, but then they're all using switches and things, and it's a bit one of them, isn't it?
I've seen OLED switches now on Facebook Marketplace for like £100, an OLED switch.
Yeah, you know why, don't you? Because there was an announcement that there's meant to be a new Switch coming out at some point.
I was going to say that it has been rumoured heavily, isn't it? That there's a new Switch coming.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a rumour or something.
Let's just pray, though, that if there is a new Switch coming, that Nintendo make it backwards compatible so we can play the existing Switch games.
They probably won't, though. You know what they're like.
I just
have they ever done that, though? They've never done it, have they?
Yeah, they have with a Wii.
With
they done it with the Wii U, didn't they?
The first DS had a GBA port, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah,
it did. So let's just hope. Let's just hope they do.
GameCube as well, didn't that? Was it GameCube? No.
I suppose yes, and you had the Game Boy cartridge for the snares and stuff like that. I suppose when you think about it, they've done it quite a lot actually.
I just think if they don't do it, it's just going to alienate so many people. They've worked so hard and built such an amazing library. And
that's one of the biggest libraries probably ever, isn't it? Now,
and to me, I honestly believe the Nintendo Switch is the best Nintendo console they've ever done. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So they've got to build on that, ain't they? If they're going to bring something new out, they've got to cater for the Switch people, the people that's got Switches. They've sold millions of them.
Well, one of the things I'm going to say is fix the bloody drift on the sticks. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Apparently, they've fixed it on the light, ain't they?
No.
Does it drift on the light as well?
I think the light will go later on in the life. Does that make sense? Then like, do you know what I mean?
But it is an issue. I think it is an issue on anything with that type. There's a certain type of thumbstick that I think only the PS5 has moved away from this mechanic, but all the other ones could also suffer from drift. It is just unfortunately, it happened faster with the Switch, I think, because just through use. But it is something that all thumbsticks will have over time. But they've now changed the actual. I don't know what the mechanic is underneath, but they work differently on PS5 controllers. So they've hopefully eliminated it going forward. So this might mean whatever the next Switch has these new types of thumbsticks, because I think that's been the biggest complaint of them, right? So
can I point one thing with the PS5 controllers? All right, you might not get the drift with the sticks, but I can tell you the headphone jacks on them are crap.
Yeah, someone else told me that.
Yeah, Connor's had trouble with his. Yeah, and when I looked into it, because his was playing up, there's loads of videos on YouTube. There's loads of forums, people complaining about it. Yeah, it's not good. The headphones.
Don't you think that teenage boys and headphones don't go well together? Because I know with my stepson, he's had more headphones in his short little lifespan than I've had in my entire existence.
Yeah.
He's been through them, so I'm sure it's where they rage quit and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Mics go,
and they like to wrap cables around really tight and all that sort of stuff. Like I've had these like Steel Series 7 headphones. These are quite expensive. These were back in the day, but I've had these for like nearly 10 years or something. And they just are immaculate. They just like. But yeah, my sons have been through so many pairs. I don't even bother buying expensive.
You buy them a decent pair as well, don't you? Go and buy them like a mid-level sort of, I don't know, Turtle Beach or something like that, and they still wreck them as much as they would a 25 cheap one from Amazon or whatever.
Yeah. Funny enough, Connor's got a set of Turtle Beach, and so far they're the longest ones he's had, I think.
Yeah, they do. So, they're pretty good.
Turtle Beach is a pretty good like budget brand. They've got decent sound and they're not crazy pricing. You're talking like 40, 50 quid maybe, but they're pretty good for their money, I find.
And these are wireless as well, so they were good for the money. I think it was about 50 quid, I think.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite reasonable considering.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got out of his Christmas money.
Not built like back in the day where you could, you get a SNES controller or a Mega Drive controller, you lose your temper, you throw against the wall, it bounce off the wall, you still go again.
You know what? I can't tell you how many PS4 controllers Connor's broke, right? Because he broke his own one, and I think it's 3 or 4 of my ones that were my spare ones. In the end, I actually said to him, right, that's it now. I've had enough. You buy your own controller now. You're not having any more of mine. And I noticed that the minute he paid for it himself, he stopped dropping it.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
I'm getting a call from the house, so I need to shoot. All right. I'll be watching it. I'll be watching you in a minute.
All right.
Fella. My boys have broke both my PS4 controllers for the charging jack. So like where the battery has run out the controller, and they've had the cable connected to the PS4, and they've obviously bent it in the thing, and now the buggering things won't charge, will they? So we've got a couple. What I've done now is I've bought a cheap wired one from Argos, so we'll use that rather than my bloody expensive 50, 40 quid ones, whatever they are. Yeah.
And if you're playing with them, you use the good one and you give them the shit one. Yeah, too bloody right, mate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's exactly what I would do.
I'd love. I think the only thing that I don't like about the PS4 controller, because I think it's a good controller, is that it's not USB-C. It's still that old style. I don't even know. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what that connection is.
It's almost like a micro USB, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're crap.
It would have been better if it was micro USB-C, but
that's part of the reason why they stopped doing micro USB and all that, because of that. They're just terrible. They break too easy.
I think the PS4, is 10 years old now. Is that right?
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came out in 2013. Might be wrong.
I'm trying to think. It probably is about
it. It was.
Maybe it made me think. You know what I mean?
Well, if you think about it, the PS5 now has been out a couple of years, isn't it? So you're probably right.
I still haven't got a PS5. Mind you, I don't know what you guys think of that Robo game coming out.
That's one of the main reasons why, apart from Sonic Frontiers, Robocop was another reason why I wanted it.
I'm thinking of buying a PS5 for RoboCop.
Yeah,
because after I saw that video what Lee posted the other day, I was like, wow, that looks really good.
That's out in June, I think, isn't it?
That's what I've been thinking. I think that's what I've been waiting for, to see a game that does that, and goes, right, I need to buy one for the game that's going to make me want to play it. Right. Is it completely backwards compatible with the PS4, PS5?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's not like half and half,
because basically you get the option with some of the PS4 games to upgrade it to the PS5.
I was going to say some of them upgrade, don't they?
Yeah. Because the boys basically they saved some Christmas money, and then we gave them money for their birthdays and Christmas, and that was how they ended up getting their PS5 between them. And when they were putting all the PS4 games that they had, which was a few, it literally, I think it was virtually every single one of them was like, do you want to update this to the PS5 version?
That's cool.
So, it's pretty good. I've just noticed a message from Lee, because I asked him if he was going to pop on, and he's just put, sorry, bruv, I've been dragged out to the cinema Scream film. He picked a Scream movie over us. He should be ashamed of himself. They're crap these days.
Oh,
I've not seen the latest one.
Well, I watched Scream 5, and trust me, like after watching that,
oh, so there's another one out in the cinema.
Sixth one's just come out. Yeah.
Oh my god!
How many? There's six. That's number 6, is it?
Yeah, number 6. Yeah.
I thought it was 5. I didn't realise it was.
No, five was last year's, and that was terrible.
Was it?
Yeah, it's done like it's such a meta film. We was talking about it. Funny enough, me and Paul on the
we were watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, they basically they've done it in a way so that they're rebooting the franchise within the actual film, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean.
So what have you seen it, Scott?
Yeah, I can't. It left that much of an impact on me that I can't really remember it, to be fair.
So if you remember right, within the films of Scream, from Scream 2 onwards, you find out that someone started doing movies based on the first film and then so on and so on. Right?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing's like a metaphor, isn't it? And the laws of a horror film and all that shit.
And then movies were called stab movies, right? So when you get to the fifth one, the reason the killers are killing people is because they want to bring the stab movies back to the original one.
Yeah.
And so what they're doing is they're repeating the murders in the same environment as the first film. In the same places, etc., etc. And so basically, when you look at it, what they're doing is they're rebooting the film within the storyline of the film.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it sounds a bit of a headache.
It's crap. It's crap. I was watching it. I was looking at Mrs. and I was like, "This is rubbish." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "It's meta." And she's like, "What's meta?" I said, "Meta is basically another word for lazy storytelling." You know, they're rebooting it within the franchise. Like,
were you saying about that? Like, it was like the latest Matrix movie as well.
Yeah, they've done it with that as well.
Yeah, no,
I didn't even bother with that.
Yeah, but
I don't need to. I've read bits, and I don't need.
I love the Matrix movies, and I watched the fourth one. I was a bit like, "What's going on?"
See, with me, I only ever liked the first Matrix film. I thought the sequels were a bit.
Oh man, I love the second one because for the one bit in it where the two twins are being the chase scene and that where they're going down the motorway.
And they're ghosting through things.
Yeah, ghosting things.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the only thing I can remember about the second one, to be fair.
That scene in Matrix 2, they actually built a motorway to film that. You know, I don't know, and some, you know, I had the box set and I think that was in it. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, and I was thinking, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? They built a massive road just to shoot something. Seems, I suppose nothing nowadays, but back then I think it was quite mega. Do you know what I mean?
So the bit I like is in the third film, you know, when they're in like the mech suits and they're fighting all them, all the squids.
Yeah.
I like that bit. I like. You got that one old guy that's like, he's proper old school, isn't he? And like, even when he's getting like ripped to shreds, he's still shooting at the bloody things. I think that is well good. Yeah. But I mean, what they did with the full film is it's done in a way so that it basically wrecks the franchise, and it was done like that because of all the animosity between. I'm sure it was the original writers, maybe. I don't know. The studio had upset whoever was doing the films, and so they purposely sabotaged it through the story of the film.
So when I heard they're like going to do a fourth one, I was thinking, right, how are they going to go with it? And you know, you start thinking what they're going to do with it, and then when you watch a movie, it's like, well, you know, why have you done that? Do you know what I mean? It's like you say earlier, it's lazy. Do you know what I mean? They could have done it so much better job. And in my view, I think they've wrecked it. You know
well, the thing is, the way they've essentially done it now is that in that new film, and I mean, I haven't watched it. I'm only going on what I've read and what I've been told because I refuse to watch crap like that. I got the impression that basically Neo isn't the one on his own now; it's him and her. That was the impression I got.
It's like a reboot, and that was what was confusing. It was like you're seeing things that were happening in the first movies, and then like it was happening like within the movie kind of thing, and it was just another thing that annoyed me was like Lawrence Fishburne went in it, and apparently he was just never asked. You know, it weren't the case he didn't want to do it. They just no one asked him if he wanted to come back. He said he would have done it, I think, but so why would you do that? You know, but obviously they chose not to do it.
Well, funny enough, while we're talking about Fast and the Furious, any of you seen the trailer for John Wick 4?
No,
I've never seen John Wick 3. I've only ever seen the first 2, I think.
I love John Wick.
I've got to be honest. I think they've declined a bit as they've gone on. I've got to be honest.
The first 2 were pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's only one part about the first film I don't like. I don't like the bit when they kill the dog because I like that.
No,
I like animals.
Yes,
that's one bit I've got a massive issue with. That squealing noise that dog makes. Yeah,
didn't need to do
it.
Yeah,
but that gets you, doesn't it? You then want him to get his revenge on them all. That's the whole point,
mate. I want to climb in the TV and kill the guys for him. Like, I'm not even joking. Like when I hear that noise, I physically want to hurt them people. Like yeah.
I hate like when they talk when he says, "Oh, I killed the dog" or whatever, or he's killed. He goes, "You've killed." He goes, "It's the booger man's coming after you now," or whatever it is. You're in big shit trouble.
Yeah. But I mean, as they've gone on, I think they've like kind of lost something. I thought the first one was the best one, but it's really long. This new one, it's like nearly 3 hours long.
Is it?
Yeah, like 2 hours 50 minutes. I think it was. Hang on, let me double check that. I'm sure that's what I read. But it does look good if you watch the trailer.
I must admit, I can't remember what happened in the third one now.
Third one's the one where it's the hotel, isn't it?
Because the second one was
2 hours 49 for the new one. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long film.
And it comes out pretty soon.
Well, I mean, it's mindless violence, isn't it? I mean,
23rd of March.
It's one of those movies you sometimes can watch. I enjoy watching it sometimes because like you can put it on and just chill back. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
It's just
Well, the thing is,
it's not too heavy.
What I like about the John Wick movies is right. I don't know how many people know this, but what you see him doing in these films, he can actually do.
Yeah.
Like he's got his own firing range, isn't he? And I don't know if you've seen some of the videos going around. Like when you see him in these films, like John Wick, where he's holding a gun and he's shooting like in the chest and then in the head, and then they drop and he'll drop and shoot him in the eye and things like that. He actually does all that on his range. Like so, and obviously he learned kung fu when he did the Matrix movies. So when you see him doing these things in films like John Wick, he can actually do this. Like
puts the time and effort in, doesn't
he? Yeah. What I get from that is that he's one guy you really don't want to screw with, like because whatever he's holding, he's bound to be pretty good with it. So, yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Parabellum was okay. I thought. I'm looking forward to 4. Yeah, like I say, I just think it's like kind of watered down as it's gone on. As they've made the world bigger, I've found it's become less interesting. If you know what I mean.
Is that just time though? Like as we've got older and as you know, time's moved on, you get movies now where it's got to be right. Do you know what I mean? And they can't. Do you know what I mean? Like you get movies where they spend the money. But look back when we were younger, and you get things like RoboCop and the mindless violence that was in that. Like I don't think they would make that kind of movie anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's got to appeal to everyone. Do you know what I mean? And it's got to be a 15.
What it is for me is that the minute you start explaining every single little detail, it loses something. And that is why I think I prefer the first film, because it's more contained. It's all about him getting vengeance for the dog his wife got him. His wife that's died got him a dog, and he killed his dog and then stole his car. Like 2 big no-nos. And that whole film is just a revenge. Him going after that kid, killing that kid for what he's done. And that's what makes, I think, that film more appealing, because when you start going into the other ones, then it starts showing you how it all works, and I think that's when it loses something.
They're kind of like overthinking it because the film company
just overdone it.
They know they've done such a good job, don't they, on the first one? So they've got to overthink the second one. No
one knew that was going to be a big hit. It was a film that just sort of slipped in there, and it was a big success. So therefore, they were like, "Oh, we can bang some more of these out and make some more money."
Yeah,
so that's the game, isn't it?
I mean, look, Jamie's just put here, Reeves is a proper decent bloke off screen as well. He's done a lot of charity stuff, hasn't he? He is a nice guy. Which is funny.
Anywhere. He'll just get on a tube, or he'll just like sit in a restaurant with anyone. You know, he's just like... Then again, if you're saying that he can look after himself, that's
why it
probably
should
why
be.
he does that.
This is why he's a nice guy, because most people who can look after himself generally are nice to people, and until they've got a reason not to be. You know, that's generally how it works. So yeah,
I tell you what film I'm looking forward to, and I've forgotten the name of it, but it's the guy out of the Star Wars films, Kylo Ren.
Oh, Adam Driver. You're on about
Driver. That
something 65.
65.
That looks good.
Yeah,
I was actually impressed. I watched the trailer of that and I thought, do you know what? That actually looks half decent.
Yeah, the funny thing was, I read something the other day where someone was explaining. I think it was like a spoiler or a leak or something, and this is going to make you laugh, right? Because when you see that trailer, right, what's your first thoughts? What do you think's likely to have happened there? Because obviously there's dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
So if you watch that trailer, what do you think has probably happened? Like,
well, I thought they time traveled back to when the dinosaurs were on the Earth. Yeah,
exactly. So I saw this massive spoiler. It's like, oh, it's all about time travel. And I'm thinking, well, that's not really a spoiler, is it? Because like that would be your first thought anyway. Like people around dinosaurs, and the people have got guns. Like, and unless you've got another Jurassic World franchise on your hands here, the only thing it's going to be is time travel, right? So, I couldn't understand it. It was just this big thing all over the internet. Oh, spoilers! It's a time travel movie. Well, that's not a spoiler. Like everyone's already assumed that anyway. Like, I don't know, but it does look good though. I do agree. It does look good. Gives Adam Driver, I think, a chance to actually act in a decent film as well, don't it? Because he didn't get much chance in the Star Wars movie. So
I see a movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it with Adam Driver.
Is it a heist movie?
Yeah. What? With
Daniel Craig.
Yeah. Did you like that or not?
I thought it was quite good. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I can't remember. Joe, and it had the what's his name? Daniel Craig in it as well.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
And I really enjoyed it. It was just one of those slapstick movies. Do you know what I mean? And
I watched him,
but it was really enjoyable.
I watched him in a zombie film. And I can't remember what it's called. And I was really looking forward to it because, again, the trailer looked good and the film was utter garbage. But critics liked it, I think. But I just thought it was so slow.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, though. But that come out sort of like...
Lads, just give me 2 secs. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, we need to
looking for that film you was talking about just as you're saying that. Hang on. Do you know what? Sometimes Google can be really crap. I tried to find a film that's Adam Driver and Daniel Craig, and all I'm getting is...
Was that a cinema film then,
65.
or was that like a streaming film?
I think it actually, if I remember right, I think it came out during the pandemic. So yeah, that's it. Oh no, it was before that. Logan Lucky. That's it.
I've not seen that.
Come out in 2017. I would play the trailer, but I'll probably get done for copyright if I do that. But hang on, let me just do my magic so you can see what I'm on about. And share. Come on, play the game. What are you doing? Is that showing now? Oh shit!
You're right. As long as you keep talking, they won't do nothing.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think it's playing the sound anyway, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, we should be all right then.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Oh, it's gone off anyway. I turned it off.
I'm back.
Yeah, it was called Logan Lucky, that film. I just checked it.
Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. It's just like one of them movies.
I'm going to watch that then.
Yeah.
There's a funny bit in it, Scott, right? Now, I'm not going to say how it happens, but Adam Driver's basically got like a rubber arm or rubber end.
Right.
And there's a bit where he loses his end. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it's funny. It's really funny. It's done in a way, that film, because I think it's meant to be serious, but you end up taking it like a joke because it is.
Yeah.
That's
what I like about it.
Right, you know? Yeah.
Just take your brain out kind of thing, chill out and enjoy it for what it is kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up a couple of nostalgic NES games.
Oh, oh.
See if you know these ones. Now, remember, I'm only getting games that me and my brothers had back in the day. The first one up is this one, Rescue.
Oh man, I need that. I need it. That's one that I had.
Yeah. Now I remember this mostly on the micros, and I can
didn't know
remember
it was on the micros.
Yeah, this is on the Spectrum, the Commodore 64. I think it was even on the.
Did you have that then back in the day?
Yes,
on the NES, because that is one I had back in the day.
Yeah, I can remember having this on the micros, and because my brother loved playing it on my, I think it was the Amiga. I can't remember.
I think
he bought it for the NES.
Yeah, because I think it's got like 3 different, like you start off like
that's
where
right.
you're in the street, don't you? And then it's like, and then there's like one that's a bit like Carl for Wolfenstein, where you're going around shooting the bad guys, isn't there?
Yeah, and you got
and
a lot
one go down the window.
Right. Yeah. That's
the only thing that disappointed me with that game back in the day is I thought it was a bit short. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It was over before it started, kind of thing.
1988.
Jesus, but yeah,
is that, and then this one. I'm not sure if it's the. I'm pretty certain this is the one because I used to think the guy on the front cover was Lee Majors. Was it Lee Majors? You know, the $6 Million Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I didn't have that one.
Captain Skyhawk.
Skyhawk. It does look like.
I've never played that.
Now, I thought that looked like Lee Majors, and also I bought this one because it was only about a tenner. I got it out of a bargain bin in Woolworths or something like that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if the game was that good, to be fair. I've not played them yet.
I'll show you a NES game. I'm going to try.
Definitely looks like him, though.
I'm going to do a video on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do a video on this game because this game means a lot to me. I don't know if you played this back in the day, but it's Quantum Fighter.
I had the chance of getting the car only of that, and I'm not sure if I'm muddling that up with another nostalgic game I got.
Kabuki Quantum Fight. It's a funny game. You're a Kabuki warrior.
Hang on, let's put you on solo. There you go.
So is it a platform or a shooter?
Yeah, so basically there was a movie in Japan called Zippang or something like that, and it was meant to be tied in with that. But then I think I'm not 100%. I think the Japanese version of it was. Do you know what I mean? Because that's why it says Kabuki on the box. If you see that.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Because he's a Kabuki, Quantum Fighter. But when it hit us in America, I think they cut it out. So it's a little bit confusing. Do you know what I mean? Like he's still like a Kabuki warrior because like the main character looks like a Kabuki dancer. Right. You look one of them up. He's like dressed in like red, and he's got long red hair, and you use your hair to whip as a weapon, kind of thing.
Ah, right. Okay.
It's a cool game, but for me personally, my uncle bought me that game when I was a kid. You know, and it's got that sentimental value for me. My uncle didn't really buy me much at all, really. Not because he was tight or anything, just didn't. And I was in Staines, I think it is, in London, or West London. And I was in WH Smith's looking at the games as a kid. And I had this in my hand, you know what I mean? And I was looking at it, he goes, and he just said to me, "Do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." And it was the only game he ever bought me. And my uncle, he's not with us anymore. Do you know what I mean? And we know, like when we talk about nostalgia, so because I'm trying to get all my NES games back, I think that one is probably like the most nostalgic for me for that reason, because he bought it for me.
Yeah.
So I just need to get around and bloody do the video. You know what I mean? Just find time and.
Well, I was going to wait until I get them all because my brother helped me do the list because there was obviously games I remembered, and
I found
that he remembered the names of that I didn't. So once I've got them all, I will do a video on it because some of these games, even though I'm a Sega guy, me and my brother played a lot of NES because he had the NES. So
I don't know if you did. I mean, I used to, with my NES games, obviously, I had the NES back in the day as a Christmas present. I think the second game I got was like Mario Brothers 2, and I bought that with my Christmas money. But like, it was then always, my birthday's in September, so it's like either September, Christmas that I get a game. Do you know what I mean? or like that. When my uncle would buy it. So I think in the lifetime of the NES, I've probably about 14 games. So I'm trying to get them games back, you. I think like the nostalgia.
I'm just thinking, my brother, I think, is 12 years. He's definitely over 10 years younger than me. And the thing is, we never had a NES in the household. What it was is my parents back then. Obviously, I had an Amiga, I had my Mega Drive, but I can remember them wanting to buy my youngest brother a console of his own. And they didn't think, oh, we'll get him a Super Nintendo or whatever. But because he was younger, they bought him a NES. And I remember they bought him the Turtle Pack.
Oh, that's the one I had. Yeah, it's fantastic.
The deal they got was that came with the Turtles pack and the game, but it also came with Mario Brothers 3. I don't know if they got it from Dixon's or somewhere like that. Okay. And so the Christmas he opened that, he was so excited. He must have only been about 10.
Yeah,
something like that. And
that Turtles game was the first ever game I had. You know what I mean?
That was his. Yeah, it was his as well. That and Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, that's a lot of people give that game stick. Do you know what I mean? Because but I actually think it was quite an enjoyable game, and
it was hard though, wasn't it?
But the thing is, that you needed to use certain turtles in certain areas, and I don't think everyone knew that. Do you know what I mean? Because the certain turtle in a certain area would be more powerful. Do you know what I mean? Than say the other one. But what you're right, it was balls hard.
The problem was, if I remember that Turtles game, is we all were in the arcades playing the Turtles arcade game.
Yeah.
And then when Nintendo sort of said, "Oh, here comes Turtles for the NES," we all thought it was going to be a fighting game.
Yeah.
And then when
Turtles
you found
out on the NES is
the arcade game did come out, didn't it? Yeah.
Which wasn't too bad, to be fair, for an 8-bit. Do you know what I mean? But like you, mate. Just when I like collecting things, obviously boxed and stuff like that. But with the NES, because it's so expensive for Nintendo cardboard and everything, the only really boxed ones I'm trying to get are like you, mate. Where the nostalgic ones.
I have picked up a couple that people have said you really want to play this game. And I've played them, and I'll probably move them on. I'm only interested in having the ones that me and my brothers played back in the day.
Yeah,
the
only other ones would be something that I played either borrowed off a mate or I played a hell of a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As well, I've got my hands on some up through some friend or brother or whatever.
See, my biggest problem is at the moment it's not just games I had when I was a kid. It's like toys I had as a kid, which is a real problem because when I think about all the toys that are sitting in my mum's loft, I mean, God, Scott's got one held at the Realm for me, right? It's one that I had when I was younger, and that's a Rock Lord. The minute I saw him show it on his Facebook, I was like, "Oh, you got to put that aside for me," because, like I said earlier, although I've still got all this stuff, the chances are I'll probably never see it again.
It's a powerful thing, isn't it? The old nostalgia drug. You know what I mean? When it's like you see something and you're like, "What?" It's just like what we were saying about them NES games. Do I need them? Not really, but when they're up there and I see them all lined up, like especially like whereas Turtles was my first Mario, I've got them lined up. The ones I've managed to get exactly how I had them as a kid. Yeah, and it just makes me feel warm. Do you know what I mean? It's just and that's. Some people think that's stupid, but
Well, the worst part for me, right, is that I know it's still at my mum's, but I can't get to it. Can you
not just sneak in there when she's not there?
Yeah. I mean, like all my original Star Wars figures, and when I say
mate.
I mean like all. Like I collected every figure; they're all there.
Yeah.
Another good example is PlayStation, right? I had some ones that are now expensive, and they're all like in perfect nick, not a mark on them, still sitting there. Yeah, I'm gutted because, for example, Resident Evil 2 is one of them. I'm sure I've got the director's cut as well of the first one, and I'm sure I've got Nemesis as well. I'm sure all three of them are there. Rebel Assault 2, I think that's another one that's pretty pricey these days. That's there. Yes, it's annoying. I know I've got Street Fighter Alpha 2 and some really good games sitting there, and it just bugs the shit out of me. It really does. Yeah. I think all the Tekkens are there as well. Some of them I've rebought, like Soul Blade's there. I've ended up rebuying that. Yeah.
I mean, my originals. I think what happened with mine is because I got a 10-year-old brother, an 8.5-year-old brother, older than me. Sorry, not old now, and a 7-year-old. So like the gap between my youngest brother and my oldest brother is 17 years.
Yeah.
So, but the oldest one, he had a son, obviously, and they got handed down. So God knows what's happened to him now. But the games, I thought, especially with SNES. I had the Zelda, Secret of Mana, all big hitters, probably. You know what I mean? Now,
yeah.
God knows where they've gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just try not to think about it.
I mean, just give me a sec. I'm just going to grab what Scott got me recently, what he sent me, so I can show you one of the things. So it's so funny, right? Because I was talking to Scott about this when he sorted it out for me, because when I saw it in a box, my first thought was, wow, that looks really small, right? So it's this little guy here. These were big in America. They weren't so big over here.
I'm not sure. I've not seen that before.
I got one of these from Nuxley Toys. And so basically you lift it and a little gun comes out. One of the hinges has gone. I need to try and repair that. But also with the arms.
Cool looking thing though, isn't it?
Yeah. With the arms, when you got a button on the back, and when you push it, the arms do that.
I didn't realise that done that.
Yeah, it's a little button just there. They all do that.
I did not know that.
And then you got a stopper as well, so they will actually stick on things, right? So you can stick them upside down to that, right?
That's
now,
cool, man.
This
Martin's
was the one
saying he loves them robots and all that. I've got all the others on hold for him.
Yeah. So this was the one I had. There was a couple of others, but this was my one. And my brother had one called Enemy, which has got like a panel that lifts down on the front. It's got guns in it. So anyway, the thing is, like I was saying, when I saw it, my first reaction, I'm thinking, that looks tiny. Did they bring a mini version out then? And I'm thinking, I'm sure they were bigger than these. And so to me, I'm thinking, I'm sure they're about like this sort of size, you know? Of course, it hadn't even entered my head that when I held one of these last, I had smaller ends.
Yeah.
So of course, it would have seemed massive, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It was really weird. Like, so when I saw it, I was like, that looks like a mini version. It's like, oh, hang on a minute. It was during the 80s. You would have been like, what, 6, 7, 8 years old. You had smaller ends, Lee. Think about it. Like, But yeah, so yeah, that was one of the things that Scott and Jade sent through for me. So yeah, it really made my day. That did when I opened that up. I was like, oh no way. Like, yeah. So I haven't seen one of these for well over 30 years. So yeah, I really appreciate that. It's nice.
You're talking about things like from back in the day as well. Like my memory is absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? It's, like when you see something and then all of a sudden it twigs. Like wow, yeah, I remember that now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we were talking about movies the other day, Lee, you guys were talking about stuff, and I'm thinking, man, I need to go watch these movies again because I cannot remember. So. It's
really weird with nostalgia and memories. Is it can just be the cover or someone else mentioning that game, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
It triggers something.
It's weird how you all remember different games, different things.
Yeah.
Certain films with me. The only reason I remember films so vividly is I've never shaken it off from being a kid of watching my favorite films over and over again. RoboCop, I have watched that film endless amounts of times. I know it word for word. The same is with Tim Burton's Batman. I can recite the whole script because I've watched that film so many times over the years. It's crazy. But there is films that get me, though, where I think, oh, my God.
Yeah.
That film existed,
I mean, one of the memories I had triggered was Martin a little while back. I forget where he got them from, but he picked up some Battle Beasts, and I totally forgot that I have them. Like, there's a load of them in my mum's loft. I mean, I've got all sorts in there, and we used to get them from Nuxley Toys as well. And yeah, I forgot all about them things until he showed a few, and I was like, oh yeah, we had them. Like, they're crazy money now. Like little figures, the price you pay for them now.
What are they called? What were they?
Battle Beasts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy what comes in the shop, and I'm like, and until it comes in, it's like a while ago. Again, Martin had them off me. I'd completely forgotten these existed, and that was
Muscle Men.
Can you remember them?
Yeah, at my mum's, I kid you not. You know the square biscuit tins you used to get at Christmas.
Yeah,
I've got one of them filled to the brim of them. Like, and when you look on eBay, that you're paying like, for example, there's a Claw Muscle Men, right, and that goes for I think 50 quid. It's a little tiny figure like this big.
Yeah, they're tiny, aren't they?
I've got about 3 of them sitting in that tin. Like, that's the worst part. All this stuff I've got, and I can't get to it. That's the worst part of all.
Because they used to come in dustbins, didn't they?
That's right, yeah.
Dustbin. I remember. And it weren't until they came into the shop and someone traded them in that I was like, oh my God, I remember these. And I had loads of them back in the day, but I just completely forgotten about them.
You think about like stuff you're saying about in your loft, you know, and when Si was on earlier where they found that, you know, the stuff they found recently, there must be loads still in people's lofts all over the country.
There is. It happens all the time, weekly. I get people come in and they say, I've been clearing my mum's loft, or I've been clearing my loft, and they bring stuff in all the time.
What the scary thing is, though, is like how many people are still like going up in their lofts, maybe when their parents have passed away or whatever, and go, oh, that's rubbish. You know, just go stick it in this. Oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah. See, I never do that. Like, I'm always, because this is the thing, right? I mean, there was a point when Cara used to moan at me because, I like my comics, I like my collectibles, I like my games, I like my Blu-rays, you know. And there was a time when she used to moan at me because obviously we only live in a flat, right? So she kept going on at me, oh, you keep buying these like collectibles and that. And then I said to her, I said, what you don't realise, right, is it's all right to save money in the bank, right? But the more money you get in the bank, the more the government want to take it, right? Mm. When you're buying this stuff, they can't get their hands on that. That's the point, right? So I said to her, I said, what you don't realise is a lot of the stuff I buy, because I cherry pick what I buy. 9 times out of 10, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm buying the stuff because I like it, but I'm also buying it because I know it's going to be worth something. You know, that's the other reason.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's not just something that I want that looks nice and go on the shelf. It's also something that's an investment.
Mm.
I think it's a bit of a justification as well, isn't it, really? Like, so say there's a game that you want to play and it's expensive and it means a lot or whatever to you, and you go spend X amount of money, you know that either you're probably going to get your money back at worst or whatever, the retro, or it's going to go up. And even if it does go down, it's not going to go down 50, 60, 80%. It's going to go down by about 5%, 10%. You know what I mean? And
well, it is an example for you, right? One of the figures I've got, it was mass produced, right? But there was one version that came with 2 heads. Oh, so now that particular one, there's only like, I think 1,500 or 2,000 of them made, and I've got one, and it's boxed.
Cool.
So good example right there. You know, I got that on purpose because I knew there was only a few, and they're already worth silly money. So, for example, I bought an FX General Grievous, right? They were going for.
I'm just doing this for Paul OSG. You keep talking. I'm just going through this book.
Well, funny enough, I've got a thing about Garbage Pail Kids in a minute, but I'll tell you that in a minute because I collected them. But yeah, so I got this figure for a really good price. It was more of a statue. A shop was selling it and obviously didn't know what it was. I got it for like 120 quid, right? And I knew at that point it was worth 300 odd pounds, right?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, well, this is the worst part, right? It was a Star Wars figure, right? My missus Dustin picks up a stack of my Star Wars Legends books, right? Don't pick up a few at a time, no. She picks up the whole stack of 10, drops them on it, breaks one of the arms, loses one of the lightsabers. This thing's already limited, right?
No.
And I then... basically, when she told me, I mean, I hit the roof, like I really did, right? Because at that point, it was worth about 600 quid when she broke it. So And I mean, they're even more expensive now. Like, honestly, I did my nut. So all my nice stuff now, I don't have it on display. It's in the loft. Until I get a designated room, like in a house, my own room, that's not coming out. That's in storage because I've already told her when I get my own space, she ain't allowed in there. Like, it's as simple as that, you know. So, but yeah, Garbage Pail Kids. I had loads of them as a kid, and I remember
I think we all did. So many.
Just saw one of the pictures you showed me there in the book. It reminded me again. We talked about earlier. My memory's rubbish, but I've just seen one of the pictures you showed. It jogged me memory
you
somewhere.
Instantly remember it, don't you? I'm just looking for the ones of me and my mates because I just showed Potty Scotty, and obviously my mates used to say that was me, and I'm trying to look for obviously Adam Bomb. He's one of the most iconic ones.
Yeah, Adam Bomb. So what happened with me was I had a big wad of them with an elastic band around them, right?
Yeah.
I went out with my mates. I come back and basically my brother had stuck them all over one of his binders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God.
So I took the binder off him. I was like, right, that's mine now because you just stuck all my stickers all over it.
Kim Kong.
Yeah.
These are amazing.
Well, they like in packs with like bubble gum or chewing gum or something
right.
like that back in the day. Yeah.
Do you remember when they brought the little figures out as well?
Yes, they're kind of desirable. But like what OSG was saying a few years ago, I was like, I've got to get the Garbage Pail Kids. I really want. I've got the film. He was talking about the film. I've got that, and I thought I want the cards, and I see how much they were going for, and I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. So I opted for the book.
Yeah. And
the book is, I don't know if it's
cool,
still available, but what's really
get it.
Yeah, what's really cool about the book is the cover is made out of the same material as the packets.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then in the back, they give you I've never opened it, obviously, but they give you a pack of cards in the back.
Oh, do they?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting that now then.
And
they got a calendar out as well.
Cool book, you know, and I know I'd love to have the original cards, but I just can't justify that money. But just looking at this book every now and again, it makes me laugh because, you know, I had a mate called Justin and I was trying to find one in particular, Fry and Brian.
Yeah.
I can remember my best mate, Brian.
That's the one with the electric guitar, isn't it, Fry and Brian?
I can't, I'm trying to find it.
What sort of money do those cards go for now then?
Oh, you're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
If it's a complete set in good condition, you're talking
crazy money.
A lot of money.
Do you remember Undead Fred? Do you remember that one?
Yes, I showed that one because that was my favourite.
Yeah.
Obviously, because the whole zombie thing.
And Windy Winston. You had Windy Winston, and they all had twins, didn't they? Because you had Windy Winston and Johnny One Note.
That's right.
Both twins.
Oh, I found him, Fry and Brian.
There you go.
The electric chair one, look.
Oh, no, yes, the electric chair. That's right. It's not the guitar one. Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
But they're, like somebody said earlier, they're still doing them, aren't they?
They do, yeah. I don't know if they're as readily available here, but I know in America they've been running for years.
I know that I saw one a couple of years back, and basically it looked like Donald Trump.
Yes.
Yeah, they did one like him because in that set, in that book you got there, they did one that looked like Ronnie Reagan, didn't they?
Yeah.
In fact, Scott, I think I'd probably rather have the book than the cards.
The book is really nice, and it doesn't cost hundreds of pounds. I think I paid about 15 quid or something like that.
Pick it up
they've got it on. They've got it on Amazon. Right, here we go.
There you go. It's $12.99. $12.99 I paid for that.
Well, I'm gonna have a look on Amazon because I'm sure I saw it on there. Not
I don't
so
know how
long
much
back.
it goes for now, but it just cracks me up, that book. I love it.
Look, we're providing a service here, right? We're telling people where to get stuff. How good is this?
Yeah, this is awesome, isn't it? What a streak.
Like people are like, oh, I like that. Where do I get it? And I'm like, right, give me a
drip
sec.
me down. That was a card you got in every pack. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Right. Hang on.
Oh, Hobby Lodger's already bought the book.
Oh, is he? What, just now?
Before, yeah, like got in it before us.
Right, hang on. I'm just going to put it up so you can see how much it is. £14.05 on the hardcover version.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to get that.
Yeah, I think I'll have to get one.
Yeah. It's worth every penny. It's just such a nostalgic book.
I love the fact that it had that pack of cards in the back as well.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't start showing garbage
What's the other
Pail
one?
Kid Funko Pops because.
Oh yeah, they got Funko Pops. Yeah. I
Oh
don't know
my
what this
God.
one is here. A big box of Garbage Pail.
What is that?
box set? What is that? Yeah, look, we're shopping now. Jesus. Right. What is that? Are they books? They
Oh,
might
it's
be.
like
Yeah,
story.
oh, look,
Oh
look.
no, there is cards
you-
in there.
You're getting cards as well. Yeah, they are. They're books. They're books, and
Is
you
that
get
the
some
more
cards
modern
as
ones?
well. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. No
That's
way. Wow. So they're actually stories. That's mad.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Amazon's getting a lot of business tonight, aren't they? Like,
We should get them to sponsor your stream.
yeah. Oh, look, they've got a tarot deck here as well. Look, it's in this.
What?
Officially a tarot deck, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How much is that?
20 quid.
20 quid.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is so cool.
Let's have a look. Hey, look. They've got all the different cards. Look. God, that's a crap window they've given me there. Look. Yeah, look.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it? I don't know why it's put it in that stupid view, though, because we can't even see it like that, can we? There we go. That's better. The Empress.
How cool are they?
Yeah. The
Go get your
world.
fork told, and she pulls out a pack of them.
King of Wands. They're good, aren't they? Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Amazon definitely need to sponsor me. Like I'm doing them. I'm getting them business here. Look, here, Boney Tony. There you go. The Garbage Pail Kids Cookbook. Gross has never been so tasty. Oh God! Right, I need to stop
Them
this.
Funko Pops. My youngest got one of them from I think one of his grandparents at Christmas. Of course, he don't care what they are. He weren't interested in like he's 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He opened the box up. The head was ripped off this Funko Pop within a matter of minutes. I don't even want to. So yeah, I don't think I'll be going down.
Oh
that
my
avenue.
God, can you guys remember Mad Balls?
Mad Balls.
Where I'm just looking on Amazon.
Oh
Can you
yeah,
remember
I've
them?
been looking at them. They've got new ones out. They've got Predator. There's Jason as well. Yeah.
I can't remember them.
Yeah. There's a Xenomorph one as well.
Oh my God.
I'm sure I've even seen a Pennywise one as well. There's a few out.
I have to admit, guys, that them tarot cards of the Garbage Pail Kids is in my basket.
Yeah. Rock and Roller. Is that book in shop, Scott? No, I think that's
No, it's not in my
Right,
shop.
own one.
No. That I wouldn't
really
sell
like-
that.
I really like these Friday night streams. It's like being out with your mates talking about crap. Yeah, that was the point, really, because
Yeah.
the missus has gone out, and I did initially say to Paul, "You're going to do one of your wind downs because I'm available," and he was like, "Oh, I haven't really got much time tonight." So it was like he said, "Why don't you do one, and then I'll just jump on for a bit and then jump off." So that's how this has come about, really. But
It's
yeah,
cool, man.
the whole point of it is just to talk rubbish. I mean, it's the thing. Like I say, I've been pretty much stuck in these 4 walls for like weeks on end, that or the hospital. So this is kind of like me going out, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
at the moment.
Is it like being in COVID again, Lee? Do you know what I mean? Like being stuck in again and
Yeah, but the worst part is that when you're in COVID, like, or when we was in COVID, you was at home with your family, right? Now,
yeah.
obviously, I spent a few weeks in hospital with really fucking annoying people. like seriously, like people who don't know how to shut the fuck up when you're trying to.
Yeah,
say.
I know what you mean, man.
You know, like it's. They say to you, didn't they? Oh, you know, you're meant to rest while you're in hospital. Yeah, try that because it don't work. You know, like people make too much noise. Like, I mean, there was one guy, he must have been in his 50s, right? And he's watching stuff on his iPad, top volume at 2 o'clock in the morning. What is wrong with people? Like, you know that the whole world's asleep. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's bang out of order. See, the thing is as well, like the nurses probably should go to this chap. Come on, I'll turn it off a bit, but they probably either too overrun or whatever, and or you know, or just got too much on. They can't, you know. But some people don't give a shit, do they? Like you say, they just don't care about you. Because at the end of the day, everyone's ill in there. Do you know what I mean? They're not in there for fun.
Yeah.
But some of them are just horrible to the nurses though as well.
No,
I
that's
mean,
bang out of order.
I mean, there was one that kept attacking them. and I'll be honest with you, I've never wanted to beat the shit out of an old guy like I wanted to, because he groped one of them. I know that for a fact, and then he made one of them cry, and she was like a middle-aged woman. He punched her and then made her cry, and I'll be honest with you, because I said to her, I went, "Come round here, you all right?" Like I was checking on her. I can't help it. It's my job role, you know. It's in my nature. I do security, so naturally, like when I see, especially if it's a woman, like, you know, so I was saying to her, like, "You all right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And I was like, "You make sure that you report that to your boss, because that needs to get back to his kids that he's doing this." I was like, "It ain't the first time. You need to start telling them that he's doing this, you know." And yeah, if it weren't for the fact he was an old guy, I would have walked around here and pasted him. I swear.
You'd have fucking give him a rabbit.
Yeah. I was fuming to a point where I actually did say quite loudly, and probably shouldn't say this on the stream, but I was like, "Why don't you do the world a favour, mate?" I said this loud so we could hear. "Why don't you do the world a favour, mate, and hurry up and fucking die?" You know, because people like,
how bad would you have felt if he did?
Yeah, what would you have done if you just had this?
I'll be honest, I wouldn't have felt bad, you know, because he was biting, he was spitting, it was only the female nurses. He didn't attack any of the blokes. It was all the women.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I heard someone going, "Oh, it's his medication." I went, "Since when does medication make you decide I'll only attack females?" It doesn't. You'd be attacking everyone if it was a medication, wouldn't you? So, yeah. What's this?
Another nostalgic trip, yeah. This come through from Callum, the Retro Ghetto, the other day.
Oh, D'Artagnan.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
How awesome. I'm going to watch this with Eden.
Yeah.
We're going to go through the whole lot.
I've actually thought about doing that, Scott, like going out and trying to track down some of the cartoons on DVDs when we were kids. One I've got my eye on is Count Duckula, because I love David Jason and I love that cartoon when I was a kid. And I was thinking, you know, my youngest did love all these. Why don't I go out and get them? You know, and because they're not a lot of money, are they? At the end of the day,
no, they're pretty cheap. Some of them, don't get me wrong, are going for mega money, but
a
lot of them aren't. Like I picked up Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
That was like £1.
Yeah,
and this I don't think Callum charged me much for this because it come in a bundle, but this is in HMV and it's only about 25 quid, 20 quid new, and it's got the movies on it. And I know, like, I sat and watched a lot of because Jade's mum, for my birthday, they got me the 60s Batman, the original TV series.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Eden and Connor, Jade's son, sat there with me watching them, and we were glued to them.
I love them original Batmans.
It's so tense.
It's lovely to think that kids today still appreciate them and can enjoy them.
With Family Guy, Adam West was in Family Guy, you know, that thing.
He's been in loads of stuff. You know, he was in Big Bang Theory as well.
Sadly, he's not with us anymore, is he? But he was a top bloke, you know what I mean?
There's a bit like in Big Bang Theory. He's sitting in the back of the car and they're talking about all the other Batmans, and he's like, "Oh, all these other Batmans, they all had muscles put into their costumes." He goes, "When a woman got my suit off, they knew what they were seeing was prime grade A West." He goes, that's one of the lines he says. And then one of them says, because this series was before Ben Affleck played him, and one of them says, "Can we all say we're a bit worried about Affleck playing him?" And he looks at him and goes, "What's an Affleck?" That was hilarious. But he was good. Even then, he was still winning stuff, you know. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I saw a documentary, I think, of him like being interviewed when he was doing the voiceovers in Family Guy, and like he was going in the studios with Seth MacFarlane and all that, and you could just see him walking around the studios or where they were doing it. He was like, everyone was smiling, brought, you know, just a ray of light to everyone, and just a cool guy to hang around with, I think, you know.
Yeah.
But,
right. Yeah. I think I'm going to call it a day on this because we've been going over 2 hours, and the missus is on her way home. So, yeah. Otherwise, what'll happen is she'll probably come walking in the front room behind me here, and then go, "Oh, you're still going?" So, yeah. So I think,
look.
Yeah,
it's been really good, mate. few technical issues at the beginning, but
well, like I say, I mean, when it comes down to anything to do with Windows, this is what you get these days. Like just downloads after downloads, and like I say, if Bill Gates did his job and stopped going around snatching people's farmland off them, then we wouldn't have these problems.
Yeah,
you know, he's selling us faulty stuff all the time. Bit of a prat, really, isn't he? So,
very rich prat.
Well, yeah. It's funny, right? 'Cause just I'm saying about wrapping it up. Raz Tendo's just come into the chat.
No.
You'll have to go back and watch it. But yeah, I'm glad everyone's enjoyed it, and thanks, guys, for coming on.
I really appreciate having me, mate. It's all good.
Thinking about it, this is the first stream I think you've been on of mine, isn't it, Alex?
I believe so. Yeah, I've not done many. In fact, I think it's only the swap shops and these kind of like wind downs and these kind of chill out sessions. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I like them, mate. I like where we just chill and chat and just get on with it. Like you say, like what OSG said, just chat like as if you were down the pub.
Well, it's just great, isn't it? Because you just never know where it's going to go and what you're going to talk about.
No, that's it. No pressure, no nothing. You know, so.
Well, like I say, for me at the moment, it's perfect because I'm not really seeing anyone. So this is really me socialising at this point. So
definitely.
Right, okay. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Let's get me a little outro going. And thanks for coming on, guys. I'll talk to you guys
Take
in a
care,
minute.
everyone.
See you later.
Later.
Bye.